What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Man, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, they got worse. Um, Today I woke up to some news. My Twitter was giving me so many notifications. I thought it was a trade or something, right? I'm thinking the Yankees made a trade. Nope. We got news that Aaron Judge suffered an elbow injury in the game versus Toronto. So all day, the whole Yankee universe was pretty much panicking. We're thinking UCL immediately. We're thinking UCL. After the game, news broke that uh, it's just a flexor muscle, which is actually a precursor to Tommy John. So, I mean, we'll get into that. Is all hope lost, right? With this Aaron Judge injury, is the season pretty much a wash? We'll talk about that. Ryan McMahon makes his Yankees debut today. We'll get into that. But I mean, at the end of the day, like the Yankees lose 9-4, 3 games straight in a row that they lost. We dropped to right now. We're currently 6 games behind the Blue Jays for first place in American League East, and it's not looking too good. The trade deadline is 5 days away. Well, actually, no, 4 days away now. Even less than that, less than 4 days, like 3.5 days away. Is this team even salvageable at this point? Look, we'll get into it first. Let me play these ads real quick, and we'll get into the show.
Bullpen meatballs. Serving them up all 2025 season.
You better like the video, and while you're at it, subscribe to my friend Jason's channel.
The reason your butt has been hurting is because you have YDS, Yankees Derangement Syndrome.
Hey y'all, don't forget, channel members can bring up live player stats.
All right, guys. I mean, look, let's cut straight to the chase. The big news today is the whole Judge thing. Yeah, we care about the loss. We can't be losing games, but more importantly, what's going on with the captain? So he suffered an injury throwing a ball in after a fly ball in Toronto. We covered this stuff too. We talked about it for a second. We figured it was not a big deal. Even though Michael Kay and Joe Girardi spoke about it when it happened live. And Judge said everything's all right. They asked Aaron Boone about it. He said everything's okay, but apparently everything's not okay.
So he's a flexor strain. No acute injury to the UCL. So, yeah, I think overall we got some good news. It is going to require an IL stint with the thought that hopefully it's right at about that 10 days and those first few days coming off probably in the DH mode. And then he'll start throwing in around then and then hopefully get back to the outfield, shortly thereafter, as long as it takes to get built up, as long as the symptoms are what they need to be.
So just to be clear, UCL completely intact?
Yes.
All right. Look, I'm not a doctor, right? I don't know much about a flexor injury. I know what Tommy John is. But like I looked it up and I asked ChatGPT, right? And this is what ChatGPT says. ChatGPT says, I asked it, what's a flexor injury? And it says a flexor strain involves injury to the muscles or tendons in the forearm. You know what? Let me just switch to it right here. Hold on. That way you can read it with me. A flexor strain involves injury to the muscles or tendons in the forearm that help flex the wrist and fingers. These are closely connected to the elbow joint. Why is it concerning? For pitchers, right, and baseball players in general, anybody who throws a ball, it often signals overuse or early elbow damage, sometimes even the precursor to a UCL tear. It affects throwing mechanics. It affects your grip strength. Your grip strength, limiting throwing effectiveness. Pain can worsen during pitching or swinging, reducing performance and increasing injury risk. Recovery 2 to 4 weeks. Blah 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 blah. Look, guys, at this point, right, we're 6 games back. They put Judge on the 10-day IL. Is it even worth risking it? That's what you really got to ask yourself, because Judge is going to go out there. He's going to swing the bat through pain and everything. Is it even worth it right now? Or is it better to just shut him down or at least give him a month? Give him a month. If this team can hold the playoff spot without Aaron Judge, then that's saying something, right? And you know, maybe he comes back in September or mid-September or whatever it is. But I'm really, and look, I'm not too sure about this myself. I've been thinking about this ever since they broke the news that it was a flexor strain. I mean, is it really worth putting him out there and actually straining or actually doing damage to the UCL? You know what I mean? Because that's kind of like what happened with the Garrett Cole, right? Garrett Cole last year, we all knew he had that forearm injury, whatever. I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing. He's showing symptoms of Tommy John, and he went and pitched through it. I get it. Aaron Judge is not a pitcher, but at the very least, I don't think he shouldn't be on the field besides batting for the rest of the season, at least. I know it sucks because regardless of what people think, Aaron Judge is a great defender and we need him out there. But look, I think 10 days might be too short, you know, for the good of the player, right? Because, you know, the players are always going to want to play, especially at this time of the year. I think it's best if he just, you know, at least take 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then come back and DH. Not for a while, like Boone said, maybe 10 days DHing. No, I'm talking about DHing for the rest of the regular season. And if you make it to the playoffs, then you reconsider things. That's what I'm thinking, man. I'm really thinking that. But anyway, we'll talk more about that in a second. Ryan McMahon makes his debut as a Yankee. It wasn't spectacular. His first at bat, he struck out. He did get a hit, and he did make a great diving play, which I think I have here. Hold on a second.
Grounded and diving stop by McMahon. Sets, fires. Got him.
And that's the reason why we got him right there. I get it. He's a little expensive. But when they made this trade for him, that told me that the Yankees are in. The Yankees are in on this season. But a lot has changed overnight. Overnight, a lot has changed with this whole Judge thing. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, man. Should they sit down Judge for the rest of the year? Or at least just make him a permanent DH for the rest of the year. I get it. We got the whole Giancarlo Stanton thing. But maybe they take turns or you throw Giancarlo Stanton out there in the outfield. I mean, we've seen him out there before. He's not the greatest, but he gets the job done. Every now and then he'll make a good play. Every now and then he does. But at this point, look, it's dire times, you know. Extreme measures calls for extreme actions, right? Or whatever the saying is. You think they should do that? Let me get in the chat real quick because I see a bunch of y'all in here. Jacob Petruzzi was good, my guy. Katie Harry, how's it going? It's going great, considering the circumstances. D-Train, if Big G was capable of playing the field all this time, then why hasn't he played it? Is he capable? He is capable. The thing is that it's not ideal. Why are you going to put Big G on the field when you got a whole bunch? You got 4 outfielders. You got, at the time, you had Judge, Bellinger, Grisham, Dominguez. Why put him in the outfield, you know? Why risk it? But it looks like they might have to. They might have to do that. The fact that they are suggesting it leads me to believe that he is somewhat capable of playing the field. Bro, he's capable of playing the field. It's just that it's not good. He's the last guy you want out there in the outfield. He's the last guy you want out there. But right now, we have no choice because if Judge can come back, right, then you got to have his bat in there. And right now, he can only DH. So Giancarlo Stanton's going to have to suck it up and go to the outfield. If not, bro, this team is going to be wasted, bro, for real. That's the only hope. It's all hope lost, right? I'm going to be honest with you. It is really, really bad. If I could measure it from 1 to 100, right, how much hope I have, it's probably 10%, right? 10 out of 100. But you just never know, right? This is baseball, and you never know. And like the great wise man, Yogi Berra once said, bro, it ain't over till it's over, right? It ain't over till it's over. He also said, the future ain't what it used to be, whatever that means. Yogi was a character, man. But yeah, guys, look, there's no way to sugarcoat it, man. This kind of changes everything. I think the Yankees already are all in, right? Supposedly. I still think they're going to make the trades they need to make and hope for the best. But this really changes everything. It really does. Look, in 10 days, even if Judge is out for only 10 days, in 10 days, man, we could be out of a wild card spot. We could be so far behind that at that point, is it even worth it? So I'm pretty sure that Brian Cashman and his goons, they're punching the computer numbers, man. They're doing everything they got to do. They probably have like some kind of simulations to see, every scenario that could possibly happen. And I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Is it worth it, or should the Yankees should they just stop doing everything, trade some players that are going to come off the books anyway, and see what happens, and prepare for next year? I'm starting to look. I'm not one to throw in the towel because, like I just said, right, it ain't over till it's over. But man, it really isn't looking good. There's so many holes. We seen it today again, right? Marcus Stroman, even though he had a few good outings before, he came back, right? He's out here freaking giving up runs again. Look, with Marcus Stroman, he cannot find the strike zone. And when he did, he got smoked. And that's just going to happen with him. I feel like this team has so many holes that it's really making me really, really consider, like, man, maybe they should just stop. Not even trade any big prospects or anything. Just, if they could do it with what we got right now, then by all means, that's great, right? But if not, just let it go and wait for next year. It's not even worth risking Judge like that. The only thing that's gonna heal that is time off. And look, the worst case scenario, right? They push it, he comes back, and then we find out he does need UCL Tommy John surgery. And this is the thing, right? I don't trust the Yankees organization. Because how many times they told us, like, yeah, everything's good. Yeah, he's good, right? And then, a month passes and we find out, no, everything is not good. Even with Aaron Judge, even though he did admit, and I'll play the post-game interview with him, that he was the one that was kind of pushing all, getting images and stuff like that, getting x-rays. He's like, nah, I'm good. Until he finally was like, man, I got to do something. But we've seen this time and time again, right? Giancarlo Stanton, the 2 tennis elbows, he's been suffering with this since last year. And they thought they could just play through it. And look, he ended up spring training. He had to go down. Garrett Cole, same thing. Last year, we all know, even though we needed him and we made it to the World Series. But sometimes, man, you gotta think, is it worth it? Because look, even though I think for a pitcher, especially a pitcher, once you start having injuries like that, yeah, Tommy John is coming. It's inevitable. I hope that's not the case with Aaron Judge. I really do. Because, look, I know Bryce Harper came back off of his Tommy John in like a year or something like that. That's a whole year. We're talking about probably all of 2026 season without Judge. It's a big deal, man. This is a huge blow to the Yankees. And it came at the worst time possible. The worst time possible. Do you think, right? Let me ask you guys in the chat. Do you think if the Yankees knew this was going to happen 2 days ago, you think they still make the Ram McMahon trade? I mean, that's a good question. Like, do you think they still make that trade? Or do they try to go for Eugenio Suarez? Or do they do nothing and say, you know what? Look, the best player on the planet is about to be on the IL. And they just sell and wait for next year. I don't know. It's a good question, right? You see, Jonathan, what's up? It's going to be a big problem. Yes, we already got too many problems. 6 games back, Judge injury, no momentum. That's facts, man. Stephen B says similar numbers Judge did at MLB. Well, similar numbers Judge did at MLB. Not might be Judge, but he could help team. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Oh, you talking about like Spencer Jones or something? I think right now what's gonna happen is I don't know. To me, you gotta find somewhere for Spencer Jones to come up here and play. And so let's see what he got. But even then, like now we have 5 outfielders. Well, actually, no, 4. So whatever the role Giancarlo Stanton, the role that he had as like a permanent DH, that's gonna be Judge now. If he comes back after these 10 days, that's gonna be Judge's role, and Stanton's just gonna have to fall in line and go and start platooning out there in the outfield. It's just what's gonna happen. We need serious help. Yeah. 10 days is medical malpractice. I mean, I think they're gonna extend it. I think after 10 days, they might say, you know what, especially if we're way out of it by then, they're gonna just be like, look, just take more time off. There's no point. We were losing with Judge. We were losing with him. Right? So just imagine without him. And I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I mean, it is what it is, man. It really, really sucks. Ali, what's up, man? It says it really sucks Judge is injured. The Yankees are a mess right now. Bro, I'm telling you, man, it's like every day I feel like, all right, this is rock bottom. It can't get any worse than this. This is rock bottom. And then it seems like they just dig even deeper and make rock bottom even lower. And who knows, man? This team right now is in intensive care, right? It's in ICU, bro. This thing is critical condition for real. It's not looking good at all, man. At all. Nothing. It's crazy. Start praying. Bro, I was praying earlier for Judge. I was like, bro, come on, man. I'm glad it's just a flexor strain, even though that could lead to something worse. And that's what I'm afraid of, that the Yankees are going to push it and that Judge is going to push himself because, I mean, he seems like the type of guy that he doesn't want to let anybody down and he's going to try to play through it, and it could really turn into something. Instead of an injury that a season-ending injury, it could turn into something that's going to keep him away the whole 2026 season too. Ramon Laureano on the move. On the move where? Look it up. Oh, the Blue Jays won? If they won, yep. 6.5 games. Katie says, trust me, if things don't improve, say goodbye to the World Series for the Yankees. Oh, yeah, of course. Look, the way they're playing right now, there's no way they're going to win the World Series. They might not even be in the playoffs. The way they're playing right now. But again,
you're the real MVP.
It ain't over till it's over. Yankees for the win was good, my guy. He says one word, Sell Jones. Sell Jones was out of the lineup yesterday due to back spasm. Very, very unlikely to get called up tomorrow. I said bet them to miss the postseason. Yeah, you're right, man. What is it, 10-1 odds or something like that? I don't know about selling Jones, right? And look, if he did have back spasms, that's a problem, right? Because back injuries, man, they linger and linger and linger. But at the same time, I know that sometimes they do things like that just to kind of keep teams. Maybe they don't want teams to ask for him. Maybe if they put something like that out there, like, oh, yeah. But I would say, though, about a week ago, he was out the lineup again, too, for a stiff neck. So that's not good. You know, I was hoping that it's just the Yankees, leaking rumors out there so that way teams could be like, oh, you know what? This dude got a back issue. Oh, no, let's stay away from him. Let's ask for this player instead. But I don't know, man. Either that or look, man, we just sell, play the young guys. You never know what could happen, right? What was it, 2016? In 2016, yeah, it was 2016, the year the Judge came up. They were like, you know what, the season's a wash. Let's just sell everything, bring up all these young guys to see what happens. And they actually played good. They actually made a push there. And then in 2017, they were freaking we made it to the ALCS, I believe, in 2017, was it? Well, we made it far, and that's how we discovered Aaron Judge, right? But I'm telling you right now, the numbers it's gonna be hard. It's impossible, right, to replace the production that you get from Aaron Judge. It's impossible. You're not gonna get that in the trade market. Even if you go get 3 studs in the trade market, it won't replace Aaron Judge. It's tough, man. Tough. Look, we made it to the World Series last year and lost. And that was with Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. And we're about to be without either of them for a little bit here. So it's not good, man. It is not good. Damn, I feel like the fear sentiment, right? The fear index is very high. What's the Yankees fan sentiment right now? If we had a meter, I bet that thing is low. Very, very low. And if what's up, man, make sure y'all go check out Undefeated Strike Zone. Has a great channel over there. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing, man. Go subscribe to my guy. Old Sarge was good, my guy. At ease. He says, no, do not sell Jones. Just sell everybody, not Jones. It's gonna be, man. It's I try to be optimistic, man, but look, like realistically, don't get your hopes up. Really, I know I'm not. I've already I put a lot of time thinking about this, and it's like, you know what? I've already accepted that the odds of us winning this year are very, very, very low. It's not impossible, right? So all hope isn't lost. I would say that all hope isn't lost, but it definitely ain't good, right? It's definitely not good. But crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. You never know. Maybe Trent Grisham gets hot again and goes to one of those streaks. Or Ben Rice or Dominguez, if he could step it up. What was Dominguez today? Because he has been, ever since the All-Star break, he has not been good at all. Dominguez was 1 for 4. Okay, at least he got a hit. All right. McMahon with his first hit today, too. I think I have that here. Hold on.
That one is looped into left center field. It's a base hit. That's his first Yankee hit. Ryan McMahon picked up a 2-out single, moving to second. This is the sinker that's up in zone. You see JT like, shoot, Ranger, that's not where we wanted it. He wanted it down. You see the glove go back across and up.
It's coconut. In the history of the sport, there has been wild card team that won it all. I mean, the wild card team is fairly young, so I wouldn't count it out. Like, wild card is very, very new. This is a new thing, because even me, I'm 40, right? I'm not that old, but that wasn't a thing when I was growing up. And then the generation before me, even the players wasn't a thing. It used to just be the pennant and that's it. You win the pennant, you go to World Series, and that's it at one point. Braves won without Acuna, but the team got a lot of problems. Yeah, they didn't have that many problems like we got right now. We got man, Judge is the glue that holds this team together. And this is starting to remind me like 2023, right? Doesn't it feel like 2023 all over again? It's just I don't know, man. What are we gonna do with this team, right? You know what really frustrates me is that I can already see, right? They say they don't make the playoffs. Season's over. They don't make the playoffs. They go to Brian Cashman and Boone, and they say, like, the reporter's going to ask, they're going to be like, what happened? What is going on? I already know what they're going to say. Well, we had a lot of injuries and stuff like that, and you can't predict that stuff. It happens. And I'm like, no, they're going to use this as a cop-out. This is going to be the excuse, because these people love excuses. I'm telling you right now. The reason why it all went bad is because of injuries. And that's partially true, because we did start the season with some injuries. But no, I'm not buying that. Like, you can't let them off the hook. Don't let them use this as an excuse. But I'm sure they will. I am sure they will. Ali says, you never know, even though the Yankees are playing bad right now. Stranger things have happened. Maybe they could turn it around and the Yankees will go all in before the trade deadline. And that's the reason why I brung up this quote, right, from Yogi Berra. Because I was watching his they did a documentary about him. I think it's called It Ain't Over Till It's Over, or whatever it's called, right? And 1 year, I forgot what it was, they were down. I think he was managing something like that. I don't know. But they were like in last place, probably 11 games out with like 2 months left to play or something like that. And that's when he made his quote. He said, it ain't over till it's over. And they actually came back and won the pennant that year. So it could happen. Baseball is just so weird like that anything could happen. But it's highly unlikely right now. Not the way this team is playing, all the problems they have. And now with this injury with Judge, it's just, man, it's super, super unlikely. That's what I would say. But you know what? Even with that being said, I'm going to watch every game. I'm going to be here, hopefully every night, talking with you guys. Because through thick and thin, man, I love this team. Win or lose, I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all. It sucks, though. It sucks. Because we're what, 15, 16 years now? Every year, every season when the season starts, you feel good, right? You're starting off with a fresh slate. You feel real good.
You the real MVP.
And like, this might be the year. Man, I appreciate the Yankees for the win. Thank you so much, man. With the 2, let me get to it. Stop. He says, stop at the fat lady has sung and left her building. Or you stop when Fat Joe sings, right? Apparently he's bad luck. Yeah, they're not going to stop, but I think that they should probably, I'm pretty sure they had some big moves that they're probably ready to make. And I think now they really have to just take a step back and be like, look, is it worth it at this point? Is it worth it? Obviously, you got to still play, right? You got to play all the games. It's not like you're going to be like, you know what, we're not even going to show up. We'll forfeit these games. No, you still got to show up. You still got to put your best product out there on the field. At the end of the day, this is a business. And you got to give the fans something to look forward to. That's the whole thing. They need something. We need something to look forward to. If not, most of us is not going to watch it, And they need people watching it. They need people coming to the stadium. So I would say they're gonna try to compete. They're still gonna try to compete, but I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I think we're gonna have to see. They got to start winning, though. They have to start winning. Right now, we're close to falling into to 500. Right now, the Yankees are 56 and 48. 56 and 48. We're still 8 games above 500, but I can see that going real quick. At the rate we're losing, we're losing like 7 out of 10 games at this point for the last 2 months. It's not good at all. Not good. Who we got going up tomorrow? Let me see. Tomorrow we got Zach. Oh my God. Zach Wheeler versus Carlos Rodon. 'Cause, 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 'cause That's not the guy you want to face in a rubber match when you're already down 2 games. Not good, guys. It's not good. I can't sugarcoat it. Let me look at the box score. Sherman went 3 2/3 innings. Gave up 5 hits, 4 walks. My goodness. 4 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. I'm telling you, he could not find the strike zone. And when he did, he got crushed. Giancarlo Stanton with a home run. Bryce Harper hit a bomb off of him. And then Mundo Sosa with a home run. It's tough. OG says talking points, statistics, man, McMahon, Superman. 2025 season has gone away from us. Baboon is a plague on New York. I think New York, all sports teams in New York are freaking cursed right now. Playing the young players and letting them learn and progress is always a good thing. Yeah. I wouldn't expect Jokes to light up the MLB when he comes up. Oh, you said Jones. Of course, you got to temper expectations, but my thing is like, hey, all right, bring him up here. I'm not saying he's going to come and replace Judge. If he does, great, right? If he could give us some kind of production. I'm saying let him come up here so that way he can go through those struggles, that learning curve, and be ready for next year and make the adjustment. The same way, like Ben Rice came up here last year, had some success, but then went cold. The league figured him out. He made his adjustments, and this year he's pretty good, right? Judge too, the same thing. When he came up, he had his success early. The league figured him out. Struggled. He batted like 1 something, right? Made his adjustments, came back, and the rest is history. Won Rookie of the Year, should have been MVP, and he's the Judge we know today. That's what I'm saying. You might as well just bring him up now and let him start learning it up here. This is the final level, guys. That's it. He passed every other level. Might as well face the final boss, right, and figure it out. Dominguez allowed a guy to run from first to third base. Dominguez wasn't too bad out there. He made all the routine plays, but I still think that he's got a long way to go on defense, particularly. Hopefully, he could work on that all off season and get better. I thought that's what they were doing all this off season. I don't know. The problem is this lineup evolves around Aaron Judge. He literally makes other hitters better. Lucky he won't be out long. Yeah, I feel you. But the thing is, though, you think teams are not going to show him any sympathy. That's it, man. Look, this is the big leagues, man. There's blood in the streets right now. The Sharks smell it. The Sharks smell blood. When he comes back, they know there's no way he's going to come back in 10 days and be 100%. These people, they have their doctors, they have their scouts, they know this. And they're going to make him put a lot of pressure on that, If it's his backhand, it's his throwing hand, right? Right here, they're going to know where to pitch him, to aggravate it, to mess with him. He said it affects his grip strength, right? It's not good, guys. Even if he comes back and he's hitting and playing through the pain, he still ain't going to be 100%. Look in 2023 when he ran into that damn wall. Eventually, he came back, right? Knowing that he needed that foot surgery or that toe surgery. Eventually, he came back, but he was not the same, playing through pain. And I don't expect him to be. He's a human being. Like everybody. If you have something wrong with you and you try to play through it, granted, he's Aaron Judge. He's still better than most people. I feel like he could go up there with one hand. He could literally just strap his right hand to his side and bat with one arm and still be better than some people, right? But you can't expect him to be the same Aaron Judge either. playing through injury like that. This is not a look. I get it. Thank God it's not Tommy John, right? It's not a UCL injury. But by no means are we out the water or Judge either. Trust me. That thing is going to linger. He's not going to come back in 10 days and be 100%. He might tell you he is. When they ask him, he's going to say, yeah, I feel great. But you just don't, it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. And is it worth even playing through that and risking really tearing something? And then you got some serious problems. I don't know. Like I said, friend, if and buts, if and buts were candy and nuts, we would all have Merry Christmas, World Series, Yankees win. Yep. Yeah, I don't get into the ifs and all that. I know a lot of people, like, even when they signed Ryan McMahon, everybody's like, well, if you were gonna do that, you should have just got Bregman. You should have just got this guy. I'm like, look, they didn't think that they would be in this position. Maybe they should have known, right? I agree, they should have known. But you can't say, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that. You just got to look at the situation at hand right now and be like, what do I have to do now? What do I got to do now? "40-year-old is the new 20. 40 is the new 20. Jay-Z said that. And just like JC said, man, it was all good just a week ago. It really was. Going into the year, I didn't like this team, but they surprised me at the beginning. Oh, man, I'll be honest. Going into this year, I liked the team, right? But I knew that it still needed more. It needed work. I was hoping they'd get a third baseman. The one thing that really, really bothered me, that surprised me, I thought the bullpen was going to be much better because obviously Luke Weaver had a great year last year. I'm thinking we're going to get the same Luke Weaver. I'm thinking we're getting freaking Devin the Airbender Williams, right? Even though he's been pretty good as of late. But I'm thinking we're getting that guy, right? The best closer in the league. I'm thinking that Jonathan Loaizaga is going to be freaking the Jonathan Loaizaga that we all hoped and wished that he would be someday because the stuff was crazy. The problem with Loaizaga before, he had the stuff. He just couldn't stay healthy. And now it seems like he found a way to stay healthy, but he doesn't have the stuff. Yeah, I thought Ian Hamilton was going to be better. I thought he was going to be like as good as he was last year. It turns out the bullpen had a lot of problems. They started off good, though, especially with Fernando Cruz. But once he went down, the bullpen went down with him. I'm telling you. Mr. Coco Nuts. If Aaron Judge got to DH that year, he would have been better. Yeah, he had to limp in the outfield. I see what you're saying. Yeah, especially with a foot injury. But the thing is, man, this is a different kind of injury. This is gonna affect his grip strength, his elbow. Like swinging, you could still do it because Bryce Harper did it, right? For like a whole half a season. It's not ideal, man. It really isn't. Nationals won in 2019 as a wild card team. Yeah, man, that team, they had life in them. This team barely has any life in them. It's an injury-prone older team with many questions. Aaron Boone, 8 years of endless despair. This must end. It's true, man. I feel like the baseball gods have cursed us, right? He got to go, regardless of what happens this year. Barring a World Series title, it's time to move on from him. You have to. You just have to. And Cashman too, but that's another story. Yeah, Tiger sold that, but the Tigers sold, and they didn't really go crazy selling because they would have sold like Scooby and everything. They just sold Flattery. They sold, but they caught fire, dude. They caught fire too, and they were the hottest team the second half. Aaron Boone ain't y'all's problem. So what's our problem, Antonio, since you know our team more than we do? What's our problem? He's not the only problem. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of problems on this team. But he's part of the problem. And not only that, when you're the leader, when you're in a leadership position, when you're in charge, guess what? When something goes wrong, that's on you. That is on you, my guy. That's what comes with being in charge. That's what comes with being the manager. That's what comes with being a leader. You know what I mean? It's plain and simple. I wouldn't, if you never really been in a leadership position, I wouldn't expect people to understand that. But when you're in charge of something, it's on you. It's on you. If anybody who ever served in the military, if you're in the chat, you would know that it is on you. They're not going to go and be like, if so-and-so messes up, they come to you like, hey, you were in charge, though. I got it. He messed up, but you were in charge of him. So why that happened? That's just how it is, man. You gotta hold yourself accountable too. Who's that? Yassine? Yassine, you having way too much fun, dude. I'm about to, you know what? Hold on. Oh, you know what? I can't even do that. My bad. Jay, what's good, Jay? He says, what about winner ball for Jason Dominguez and Volpe? It should be required. I wouldn't be against it. I think a lot of teams, they certain players, right? Volpe and Dominguez, they would let them go. But certain players, they don't want them going out there like that because you're risking injury, especially if they're getting paid a lot. But these guys are still on their rookie deal and they need work. So I wouldn't mind them going to play some winner ball if they want to too. Volpe, man, I think Volpe more than anything, he just needs time off. Like he can't, he's not built to play at this level, game after game, every single day. I really do think that his body's tired, That's why every time he gets a rest, he gets a couple days off, whether it's the All-Star break or the end of the season going into the playoffs, he comes in playing better. Yankees for the win says, there was a stat. Oh, hold on. Let me read the first one. Stop at the fat lady. Oh, it's a Yogi saying, stop at the fat lady has sung and left the building. Stop when the fat lady has sung and left the building. Man, Yogi got so many of them sayings, man. That was a true one-of-a-kind dude, man. There was a stat since June 13th. We're like 14-30, something. We're second worst in MLB. And that's bad because even the White Sox are doing better than us right now. Yeah, Zach Wheeler is a beast right now, man. He's having a really good year, and we got to go up against this guy. We got to go up against him. The bullpen since the Dodgers series has been abysmal. Bro, yesterday the bullpen gave up 10 runs. That cannot happen, man. I don't care how good your offense is. When your bullpen gives up 10 runs, you could be the all-star team. You're not going to win. Gossman held up against Scooble. You guys can have Rodon. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, it's baseball. That's one game. Scooble is a monster. You don't even mention them in the same sentence, bro. Telling you. Scooble and Gosman, you're trying to compare the two? It's not. You're funny, dude. I get it. Every now and then he's gonna lose, right? This is baseball. Nobody's perfect. But Scooble is 20 times better than Gosman is. Oh, Sarge, what are the chances the Yankees are slow walking Judge's injury, and we find out in 2 weeks he has torn UCL and is out for the season? Oh, Sarge, man, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if you watched from the beginning. I wouldn't put him past it either because I don't trust him. They always say that. They always say everything is good. The same thing with Rizzo's concussion, right? The same thing with Garrett Cole. But I don't think they're gonna play with Judge. But we all know. I just read it. Look, flexor strain in your forearm is the precursor. It's a precursor to Tommy John, to UCL injury. That's not good. That's what I'm saying. Is it even worth bringing him out there again this year? We're 6 games out, 6.5 games out now. Is it even worth it? I think, I think for the rest of the season, at least, right? He should be, if he does come back, first of all, 10 days is not going to do it. I don't think 10 days is going to do it. You need to give that dude a whole month off, at least. A whole month. I get it. By then, it might be over anyway, right? But you give him a whole month. And then when he comes back, he's just a permanent DH. He's a permanent DH. He doesn't throw a ball. You don't even let him throw a piece of bubble gum. You don't throw anything out your hand. And that's it. And hope for the best. Rest off season and hope he could play 2026. And the whole thing, everybody's freaking out about Giancarlo Stanton. You got to play the outfield, guy. Or take turns at DH. It is what it is. What are we going to do? It's not ideal, but guess what? It's what we got to do. Or they DFA him, and I highly doubt they're going to do that. Even if Judge, you hear me? Even if Giancarlo Stanton had to sit on the bench and he was just a bench guy that comes in as a pinch hitter, there's value in that. He's still Giancarlo Stanton. He could still hit a home run at any time, right? So he's not getting DFA'd. So I see people saying that. Just get that out your mind. It's not happening. Like, I've seen on Twitter people like, oh, DFA Stanton so that way Judge could be permanent DH. Just stop, man. Makes no sense. Yassine says, do you think this team lacks urgency and that the players lack motivation? I don't know, man. I all I know is it's not that they lack urgency or anything. I think they're not playing well. They suck, right? Even if they had urgency, because there's a thing, you can have motivation and have urgency and still suck, right? I don't care if they lackadaisical. I don't care if you freaking, beating up coolers in the dugout when you strike out or breaking bats across your thigh. I really don't care. I need you to perform. It doesn't matter. I think the organization as a whole, they portray like everything's all great all the time. Like everything's fine. Now, do they do that behind closed doors? I don't know. We're not behind closed doors. So maybe they do, maybe they don't. But me personally, I'm not one. I don't care. I don't need to see a player freaking go crazy because he struck out or made an error. I don't need that, I just need you to play better, right? I need you to play better. I understand after the game when they talk to the media, they don't want to give the media anything. I get it. These guys are media trained. They train them at an early age. As soon as you get drafted or signed and you come into professional baseball, that's part of your regimen. You start getting media trained. They start training these kids, man, to talk to the media, to avoid situations and stuff. So I expect that. So even if they were motivated and pissed and all that, like, if we don't see it, doesn't mean it's not happening. Yankees for the Win says, we will be behind the Blue Jays by 10 and Boston will be up by 2. Yeah, man. It's bad. Judge will be DH the rest of the year. I get it, but I don't even think I think the Yankees are making a big mistake if they let him come back into this lineup in 10 days. Just as a precautionary measure, I'm 30 days minimum, whether he likes it or not. 30 days. That's what I'm telling him. You got to sit for 30 days. Look, we're 6 games out. We're 6 games out of first place, so it's not over, right? There's still a chance, but like, why risk it? That's my thing. I'd give him at least a month. I tell him in 30 days you can come back, and then if you're feeling okay, we'll put you as DH, and that's it. And if if at whatever point, if we're out of it completely, I sit him down. You don't play no more. That's it. So is Spencer Jones being called up? I think he should. I mean, he even without the Judge injury, he should be getting the call soon. I mean, the guy's tearing it up down there. Why not give him a chance? Sinner says won't be called up yet because he is dealing with back spasm. That's what they said about the back spasm thing. I mean, maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but I tell you what, man, he don't look like he got any back spasms. The other day he was at the lineup and they said it's because he had a stiff neck. Came back the next day and hit 2 bombs or whatever it was. I think he's good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brandon, man. I think that they need to chill out with that 10-day stuff. I know Boone really wants him back, but it ain't worth it. Jason, what's up? Shut Judge down for the whole year, bring up the kids, and trade everybody. You know, I wouldn't even be against that at this point. So who's brought up now? I hope it's not Pereira. I hope they bring Spencer Jones up. I think it's time. Bring him up. Bring him up. Pereira, here's the thing though. He's out of options. Yassine, if they call him up, they can't send him back down. And if I'm wrong, because I'm not 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure he's out of options. Somebody double check that if you don't mind. So if they call up Everson Pereira, that's it. He's got to stay up here. Or you gotta get rid of him. Shut him down until he's 100% ready to get on the field. We're not even close to a World Series berth this year. I agree, Tal, and I appreciate you joining the stream. It's the first time I've seen you, so I'm assuming you're new to the channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know what? And look, I agree. I agree. It's tough, though. I'm saying it and my stomach is turning when I say it because a part of me wants to just freaking tell him to suck it up and play through it, but it's not worth it. It's almost worth it. Like, just sit him down. At the very minimum, 30 days. All this 10-day thing, just get it out your mind, dude. It's not worth risking it. And I think you're right, Tal. It's better to just sit him down the rest of the year. And then he has the whole off season too. And just chill, right? That's what happened with Garrett Cole. Even though Garrett Cole, I get it, he's a pitcher. It's a lot different. But he had, I think it was the same kind of injury. I'm not 100% sure. But he had elbow issues. Whatever it is, his forearm, right? Missed half the season in 2024. Came back. Yeah, he pitched for us and led us to the World Series. But guess what? That 6 months there, that effort he gave us is probably the reason why he ended up tearing his UCL completely. And he had to undergo Tommy John. I don't agree because Cashman knew he didn't have a third base going into the year. No, I know he didn't have a third base. You're right. But you can't, man, my thing is, guys, look, you can't live your life crying about the past, bro. We know it. We know that he did that. I got it. But I see this a lot too. I see a lot of people saying, why would you get McMahon? You could have had Bregman. You could have had this person. You should have just did that. You should have, man, try not to be, I should have, could have, would have thing. Just, it happened. That's it. It's behind us. The same thing with McMahon. He wasn't my first choice, right? But it happened, right? He's here now. It's no point of crying about that either. It's like I'm in the now and in the future, right? What's happening now? And right now, it don't look good. And the future, what he said, what hold on. What was it? The future ain't what it used to be. Michael Braccia. I hope I said that right. End of the day, it's a bad roster. Oh, yeah, it's a terrible roster. It's built so poorly. We know that, you know. It's a terrible roster. You got 3 left-handed catchers. There's so many log jams, and now we got another log jam at DH. Because now we have 3 DHs. If Judge comes back, right? Judge, Stanton, and Rice. Like, it's a bad roster. It is. I wish we had 2 shortstops, like legitimate shortstops. So Volpe, we didn't have to see him play every day. But I don't know. Rara says, shut him down for me and sell. You know what? Let's start a poll. We'll put a poll in the chat. Should the Yankees shut down Judge? Let me know. I'm curious to see. We got 80 people in here. Hopefully everybody votes. Should the Yankees shut down Judge for the season? I should have put for the rest of the season, but whatever. Let me cast my vote. Welkin, I got your light right there. I gotta send it to you. I just made it. Joel Sherman. Forget about McMahon being uncomfortable in the new surroundings. He should be familiar with this. He's just playing for another version of the Colorado Rock. Dang. He didn't say that. Did he really? He did. That's, man, I bet he's probably like, man, this is a shit show over here. I just hope Judge doesn't get rushed back to potentially not even make the wild card. I hope not either. Peter Rex, what's up, Peter? Bullpen arms always save our bacon. Not this year. Yeah, this year I don't know. I think the Matt Blake ferry dust, it ran out on a couple of these guys. The bullpen's a big problem. You know what? I think, and it's just we got so many issues. We don't do nothing really good. We hit home runs every now and then. That's about it. But I feel like, you know, our bullpen is a mess. The starting rotation is a mess. Our position players roster is a mess. Our manager's a mess. The freaking lineup is a mess. This organization, man, it's supposed to be the New York Yankees, the greatest organization. They have the most resources than any team. You know, I would say even more resources than the Dodgers, right? Well, we don't act like it, man. This is ran like a freaking, it's a shit show. It really is a freaking shit show. But guys, I'm gonna take a 40-second break. Give me a second, and we'll be back here in a few.
Bullpen meatballs. Serving them up all 2025 season.
You better like the video, and while you're at it, subscribe to my friend Jason's channel.
The reason your butt has been hurting is because you have YDS, Yankees Derangement Syndrome.
Hey y'all, don't forget, channel members can bring up live player stats.
On the road again.
Just can't wait to get on the road again. Oh man, this team is stressing me out, man. Look, you know what though? I would say, right, I know it ain't over, right? But just looking back on so far in the season, we have had some bright spots, man. Some of these young kids, look, we've been saying play the kids every year, play the kids. A lot of the kids got a chance to play this year. Some perform better than others, but a guy like Ben Rice has been a nice surprise this year. Even Will Warren, sometimes like I don't trust him at all, but he does have stuff. So it's good that he had a chance to get a full season in the big leagues. I really think that he can be something. All right. Right now he ain't it though. But his stuff is there. He has some good stuff. If you can learn how to locate it and grow some freaking nuts, he'll be all right. Jason Dominguez got a chance, right? He's been struggling as of late, but Jason, man, that kid's gonna be a stud. He really is. But the thing with him is his defense. I just can't with his defense. I get it. He's young and he needs more reps and he's gonna learn. And I get all that. But right now, he scares the hell out of me out there in left field. Who else? Wells and Volpe. I don't know what's going on with that guy. Peraza got a shot. Vivas got a shot. They didn't do nothing with it. It's been interesting, man. An interesting season. But I agree. I don't know who said it, man. I can't remember. But the roster is a freaking mess, man. This roster is just built poorly. I think even Cashman will tell you that. Like it needs some adjustments, major adjustments. Like we need a whole half a team. I don't think they're gonna make those kind of trades. I don't think they have it, the trade capital, or I don't think they're gonna do it. We literally need like half a lineup and a whole bullpen. It's gonna be tough, man. Tough. Look. I wouldn't be surprised though if they make some more moves here, but I think they should really consider everything. I think that with this Judge injury, it changes everything. They got to go back to the drawing board and come up with a different plan. They really do. Let me finish with this chats, man. You guys are killing it in the chat, and I appreciate it, guys, man. I really do. You guys are awesome.
You the real MVP.
You're the best, man. And you know what? I know as Yankee fans, we get a lot of shit, right, from other fan bases and other people. But I really do believe that we have the best fan base and the smartest fan base. And that's not a knock on anybody else, right? But we just do. You'd be surprised. Look, as a Yankee content creator, right? Who primarily talks about the Yankees all day. I see so many people from other fan bases in Yankee chats and stuff and everything. There's a reason, man, because we the best, right? I think we the best fan base. Even Jeter said it. We got the greatest fans. Rock Riggio. Cashman is a problem. He is the one that signs the player. If you get baseball player with baseball minds, and the managers don't really have to do nothing to manage the baseball players. No, yeah. Cashman is he's the problem, but Boone is a problem too. Oh no, you ain't gonna put all that on Cashman either, because I can name 100 times that he's made a questionable move that we're like, what is going on, dude? Lou says Volpe needs to go. D-backs made it to the World Series, only winning 80-something games. Yeah, D-Train, but that was a whole different team, man. That team gelled together, and they had a bunch of young stars, and they were clicking. They clicked at the right time. They were clicking. It's funny, when Soto was here last year, he had the same injury. Makes you wonder what the trainers the Yankees got. He did have a forearm injury, right? I don't know if it was the same, though, but he had a forearm injury for a little bit. I do remember that. Was it the same injury? He said, I never said Gossman was better than Scooble ever. No, but you said that Gossman went toe-to-toe and head-to-head with Scooble and everything. I'm like, dude, he's gonna lose every now and then. Mark Leiter Jr. Oh my God, that's a hope. Mark Cigarette Leiter Jr. as Sunil will call him. Too bad Yankees have a porcelain tree for full-time DH already. But Big G's a beast. Don't get it twisted, man. He's gonna hit his bombs, and he's clutch. We know that. Giancarlo is clutch. He might swing at like 3 pitches that are like 4 feet away from the zone, but he's gonna hit a few out too. Too many outfielders, 3 left-handed catchers, no third base. Yeah, man, we have so many left-handers right now on this team. Yeah, Bregman would have caused double. Don't pay too much attention to what Boone and company say to the media. Yeah, it's so fake. Itchy Nuts, what's up, man? Welkin, I knew he was making lots of bad decisions, but saying that today was real proof he is out of touch. Rara says, people forget when Bernie Williams came up, he couldn't play defense, not a lick. And look what he became. Yeah, I mean, but look, there's nothing new on it could happen, right? But for the most part, look, it's not saying that he can't get better. I never said that, but right now he ain't better at defense, so that's what I'm saying. And Bernie Williams, I hate. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I hate doing this, right? It could happen, right? It could happen, but I hate comparing somebody to somebody else or saying, "Well, look at this player. Look what happened with him, bro." There's 8 billion people on this planet, and probably God knows how many people have lived on this planet. Everything has happened before, right? There's nothing new under the sun. So you could always come up with something. Even the Yankees right now, right? They suck, and everybody's saying, I don't know if you were one of them, sell, they're not going to make it. And I could tell you, well, guess what? Some team in some sport, they were down this bad and they ended up winning. We could do that all day. It really doesn't mean much, It's like stats. You can always find every player, you can find a stat that points to something good that they do, right? They can be like, well, look at this stat. And it was like, oh, okay, yeah. Doesn't mean they're good. Jason needs to be better defensively, but other than that, he looks good. Yeah, my thing with Jason, and I think he will get there too, but he's not there yet, and that's the problem. And I just feel like, a lot of people gave me a lot of shit because yesterday I was talking about, I said that if I was manager, he's almost unplayable to me. Obviously, this was before we knew about Judge's injury. And, oh, man, the hate messages, they were coming in. And people were like, oh, you did. And look, I'm not saying that he can't be good because people are like, oh, he's only 22. How dare you? I'm like, I'm not saying that he's not going to figure it out. I'm just saying that right now we have to win every game. We have to win every game. And if you're a liability on defense or offense, whatever it is, you're going to be questionable whether you play or not. That's all. Besides Jones, what other kids is there to call up? To be honest, man, I don't know. I don't follow the minor league system like that, the farm system. And I'll be honest with you. To me, prospect, even Spencer Jones, I think he's gonna be good. I like him. I could care less about any of these guys until I see them up here doing it. To me, is well, okay. You know how many times? Look, dude, if I had a nickel for every time I saw a YouTube video or somebody came and or somebody in the comments or anything on Twitter said, oh, this guy's going to be the next this and he's great. He's going to be this. We have this kind of system and they didn't turn out to be anything, bro. I'd be rich by now. Every year, there's like 100 different prospects that everybody's like, oh, this guy's this and he's going to be this and that and all that. And don't get me wrong, some of them are good. Some of them make it. A lot of them never even make it to the big leagues. And that's just the reality of it. And you can ask anybody who's in the baseball industry and they'll tell you. There's certain ones, right, that people are like, oh, that guy, he got all the tools. Look out. But for the most part, most of them, the majority of these guys, don't even make it up here at any point. because they're not good enough. So yeah, I don't really know. I'm pretty sure if I think hard enough, I'll come up with some names. But there ain't nobody really that's ready like that. Everybody wants to see Spencer Jones. That's it. If they call up Pereira tomorrow, we're all gonna be like, "Where the hell is Jones?" And they know that. If they call up Everson Pereira tomorrow, we're gonna be like, "Really, really?" Oh, Sarge, for all the folks saying it's not all on Boone, a leader is responsible for everything his people do and fail to do. You and I have both gotten torn up for that, Big Son. Oh, yeah, man. Look, let me tell you something. When I was in the Army, you know how many times I got the ass chewing? I got in trouble for something that somebody else did. And guess what? It's because I'm in charge. At the end of the day, and at first I didn't understand that. And then it's like, you know what? You're right. They're my responsibility, right? I'm in charge of this. Whatever happens is my ass on the line. What, you know, when you're in a leadership position, the people you're in charge of, right, who you're leading, they're a reflection of you. They are a reflection of you, whether you like it or not. They are. If you see something wrong and you don't say nothing, guess what? That's a reflection of you. Momo says, great fans, Timu team. Bro, I would even, Timu, we worse than Timu right now. This is DH Gate, bro. No shit, all of a sudden we got Blue Jay fans coming here. No, they coming because I targeted them. I put a lot of keywords to get them here. I like golf. Look, at the end of the day, like I primarily do baseball stuff, but if you notice, the name of my channel is not Yankees. The show is Yankees Night Show, right? It's just that I love the Yankees, so I always talk about Yankees. But the point of it was to talk about baseball and just things that interest me. I don't got nothing against no other team. You know, my team is the Yankees. I just love baseball. Even if the Yankees are not in it, I'ma still watch, you know. I'ma still watch. Most likely I'ma pick a team that I want to win, whether I'm a fan of that team or not. That's just how it is. No, there's some Blue Jay channels. Peter Rex says Bernie was on some awful teams that has zero expectations, so he could grow. Yeah, especially before 95. You're right. Bernie was a beast, though. If Judge is on the IL for 10 days, the Yankees are going to be in tough against Tampa Bay. It's crazy, right? Momo says, I said before the year started, they should build the team around Dominguez, trade Judge for great prospect. Oh, yeah. Momo, I was with you until you said that, bro. You're bugging, bro. You really tripping. Some of y'all, man, I don't even know if you're serious. Like, you can't be serious, right? This dude said trade Judge. That's another thing, right? Let me get this out the way, because everybody's like, trade. Why don't they trade Stan? Why won't they trade him? Bro, first of all, he has a no trade clause. And he don't look like he wants to leave anyway, right? You can't trade him. This guy's under contract with a no trade clause, which means that you can't trade him. You can ask him, hey, man, we want to trade you. If he says, no, I don't want to go anywhere. Guess what? He ain't going anywhere. You want him off your team? DFA him. And then you'll be paying him to sit on the couch. Like, I don't understand how people don't understand that. You know, like, not every player is tradable. And then some players you can't trade because nobody wants them. Like Marcus Stroman. People are like, trade him. Like, bro, nobody wants him. You don't get it? Who are we going to trade him to? The Savannah Bananas? Like, nobody wants them. You can't do nothing about that. CT, what's up, man? It's a CT.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Momo again. Momo, please, Momo. You just don't get it, man. I don't know. I really don't know. So how are we gonna DH Judge and Stan? We don't, man. You put Stan out in the field. The dude got 2 legs and 2 arms, right? He ain't freaking riding around in a wheelchair. He'll be all right out there. I'm not saying you play him out there every day, but you put him out there. And I'll be honest with you, CT, I'm not even a fan of the idea of them trying to bring him back in 10 days. No, sir. Give him at minimum 30 days. Me personally, I'd sit him for 30 days. And if we're out of it in 30 days, I shut him down for the rest of the season. No way, no, you should not risk it. They're trying to downplay a flexor injury. That flexor injury is the precursor to UCL damage. And I'm not a doctor, so I'm not 100% sure, but I looked it up on WebMD and ChatGPT, and that's what it said. They both said, a flexor strain is the precursor to UCL damage. Why rush it, bro? We 6 games behind right now. Why rush it? I would set them down for 30 days, and if this team can somehow manage to keep themselves in the playoff spot and do everything and fight, then you think about bringing them back, right? But we're not winning. We weren't winning with a healthy Judge. We can't expect to win with an injured Judge. You know what I mean? We weren't even winning when he was healthy, when he was Aaron Judge. I don't know. That's just how I feel about the whole thing. Jason, I don't know why people get so mad when you say a word about Dominguez. I don't know, man. I just say what I feel. Look, I'll tell you right now, I'm 50-50 with this. Half the time I'm right, half the time I should shut the hell up. But guess what? That half of the time though, I'm on it. I'm not one of them guys. You see a lot of people, they're like, I told you, and I said this. I'm like, look, okay. Look, I say a lot of things in here that I regret saying later, Yeah, it happens. And I expect y'all to call me out on it, right? If I'm wrong. But I truly feel strongly about the thing. Like certain things, if I see, like I can see Dominguez is not good on defense right now. Like, what do you want me to do? You want me to lie and be like, oh, he's great? No, I said he can be better. He's gonna get better in the future as he keeps playing and develops. But right now we don't have time for development. We need to win now. So we can't afford mistakes out there. I mean, all that for nothing because look, Judge went down, so Dominguez is gonna have to play the outfield. Would you rather have Dominguez or Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield? Let me ask you that. Tell me who you rather have. I already know what y'all gonna say though. I'm gonna tell you right now, Giancarlo Stanton ain't that bad in the outfield. The only reason they don't put him out there is because he's slow, and they don't want to risk injury. But Giancarlo Stanton used to actually be a pretty good defender. I mean, not really great like that, but Giancarlo Stanton used to be a beast, man, out there. He's an athlete. He just got too bulky. Man, again, I appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't. I really do. You guys are killing it in the chat. Shawn Michaels back in the building. Look out, guys. Look out. Boston just won. Great. Let's put up the standings real quick. Let me find the standings for you guys. I don't even look at first place no more. I'm looking at wild card standings. On the road again. All right. Right now, the wild card, damn, we're only up 1 game. Seattle Mariners are tied with the Boston Red Sox for the 2nd spot. And then the Rangers are a half game out of it. Man, this is anybody's thing right now. Even Cleveland has crawled back in it. They're only 3 games out of it, out of the wild card. It could go either way, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like the Yankees got to find a way to win. They have to, especially tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big game. Look, if we lose tomorrow and Seattle, Boston, and the Rangers win, guess what? We're officially out of the wild card. Are we? Yeah, I think that makes us officially out of the wild card. Oh no, 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 no. No, it won't. We be tied in like a three-way tie though. It's not good. We've played our way all the way from like a 7-game lead in the East. We've played our way to it's just crazy, man. It's insane. Insane. I'm talking about you talk about the Yankees falling like free fall. This is a falling knife right here. This is what you call a falling knife. They're falling and they can't get up. And if you thought the bottom was in, I'm sorry. This is not even rock bottom could be a lot lower than we thought. Last week we thought was rock bottom. That last game, 4 errors versus Toronto, that was supposed to be rock bottom. Guess what? We keep finding a new bottom. It's crazy, man. This is just terrible. It's terrible. That's why I'm like, why bring him back in 10 days? Why? We weren't winning with him. Unless they make a bunch of trades right now and get a whole new bullpen or whatever, then I'll be like, okay, you know what? All right, they serious. Maybe we think about bringing Judge later. But come on, with this team, why bring him back in 10 days? Why? And risk tearing his UCL? Why? All players are subject to criticism. The team is more important than the player. Yeah, regardless, it's going to be a grind to make the playoffs. Momo, let me be the GM. I could fix the Yankees in 3 years. Bro, you could even. This dude said trade Judge. Come on, bro. Let me see something. Ace. Oh, the Yankees have acquired infielder Amed Rosario from the Nationals. Okay, so he's going to be the utility guy. Hold on, let me pull this up. Breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. All right, let's put it up right here. Oh, man, that's big right there. So the Yankees, they still in it. Apparently, they still in it. Check it out, guys. The Yankees have acquired infielder Amed Rosario from the Nationals. Somebody pull up his stats in the thing. A right-handed batter, has an 816 OPS. Amed Rosario is a beast. But see, I'm confused now. I am confused. And why wouldn't that just be the move from the beginning? Why wouldn't that be the move from the beginning? And then you, instead of getting Ryan McMahon, and you just have him play third base, even though right now we have an outfield spot open. He could play outfield. Yanks will deal Clayton Beater and Brown Martinez and outfield in the Dominican Summer League. It is a smart addition. And you know what? Shout out to the Ace, bro, because the Ace has been calling this. The Ace Avenue. Make sure you guys subscribe to my guy. Make sure you subscribe to him, man. The Ace Avenue has been saying that they should get him. They're going to get him. They're going to get him. And they got him. I don't know. What do you guys think? I guess he's going to be I guess that means Spencer Jones ain't getting called up, right? Or maybe he gets dealt or whatever it is. I would assume that he's going to take Judge's spot for now. That's good. It don't make up for Judge, right? This would have been huge if we still had Judge. The Yankees, okay, all right. So I guess they're going for it. I guess we're going for it, right? And hope for the best. Our captain's hurt, but we brung a beater. J Riv, we brung beater up twice. We called him up this year twice, and both times he got smoked. But I like Clayton Beater. Clayton Beater has great stuff. I think he's gonna be good, right? But he got smoked both times we called him up. So I don't think the Yankees they didn't like that apparently. What do you guys think about this? If Jack Curry said it, it's the truth. I appreciate it, Ace, man. Ace just text me that stuff. That's crazy, man. Crazy. That's my man Ace right there. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Ace Avenue. My guy. Yeah, Ace, man. We got Rosario's crazy. Straight crazy, man. This dude Bruce Lee says Stan wears those construction boots ahead. Is he going to wear those in the outfield? Yo, Stan. He changed his stance a little bit too. I like Stan, man. Leave Stan alone. That's my guy. The link is in the chat, man. Make sure you go subscribe to Ace and then come back. Freaking he does the great play-by-plays, movie reviews. He does a lot, man. He be grinding. Juan Diaz, I think. I hope I didn't butcher your name. My fault, brother. I think the general manager needs to fire Aaron Boone. Too many errors they are making. I think Cashman needs to fire Aaron Boone and then fire himself. And then hire somebody else. They're both bad. They're part of the problem. The thing is that even if you fire Boone and have Cashman in there, they're going to get somebody else who just does whatever Cashman wants. Cashman, I feel like I'm not saying he pulls all the strings, but like he put this roster together. He's the one who put it together. So a lot of it is his fault too. The last time Stanton played in the outfield was September 29th, 2023. So 2 years off and 2 years older. Going to throw him out there? Yeah, why not? You sure that's the last time? I could have sworn I seen him in the outfield last year. You have to. I'm not saying every day, but if you got to throw him out there for a little bit, why not? You need his bat, right? If Judge comes back, right? If he does come back and he's the permanent DH, so was Stanton is just going to be a permanent pinch hitter? One at bat per game. That's what you're going to do when you make it to the playoffs. That's what you're going to do. Look, I'm going to be honest. Judge should not throw a baseball for the rest of the season, right? Batting, that's debatable to me, right? Think about it. But throwing, there's no reason why he should be throwing from right field at all the rest of the season with that injury. It's just too risky. It's just too risky. Yeah, man. Amed Rosario. Let me see if I can pull this thing up real quick. Let's look at his stats. I don't know if somebody pulled it up already, but by the way, you know what I'm gonna do? The live chat stats is usually open only for members, but I'm gonna open it up for everybody right now since we're closing it up real soon. And if you see some special effects happening, like this or this, in there's certain commands you could put in the chat and it'll do special effects, or this right here. So if you look in the description, all the commands are in there and it tells you how to do everything. Oh, wrong one. All right. 99. They are not trading Dominguez for bullpen guys. Are you nuts? Right now without Judge, yeah, I think that it's less likely that they trade Dominguez. It's less likely. I would trade anybody for the right people, right? For the right players, anybody's tradable to me. Nah, I'm good on Harrison Bader. Love the Ahmed mood. He's out Waldo for 2 months. Yeah, that's the thing too. He's a rental, but look, the fact that they just traded for Ryan McMahon and took on all that money, and the fact that they signed they traded for Amed Rosario. That tells you one thing: the Yankees they're in, right. It's not the sexiest names that everybody wants, but they're not giving up. They're still in. If you thought they were gonna sell, they're doing the opposite. They're buying. Whether that's the right decision or not, that's yet to be determined, but that's what they're doing. And hey, by all means, I appreciate it, right? Like, my whole thing was like, look, either we in or we out. Like, make a decision. That way we know. Does he move the needle? Does Ahmed, I hope I'm saying his name right, Amed Rosario, does he move the needle? A little bit. A little bit. But guess what? That needle was here, right? We got McMahon, it went up a little bit. We lost Judge, it went back down. We got Amed Rosario, so now we're somewhere there again. I still say, and I've been saying this for the past month and a half now, I think, if the Yankees don't get bullpen arms, like significantly, I'm talking about two, three guys in there, it's over, man. The bullpen is the number one priority. Absolutely number one. This team will not win with this bullpen. I can guarantee you that. The bullpen, I would say, those of you that's been watching me for a little bit now, I always say this. The bullpen, these days, a starter's most likely going to pitch half a game for you, right? 5 innings, 6 innings if you're lucky. Anything above that is spectacular. That means the bullpen is pitching half a game for the most part every day. So this is why our bullpen is pitching half of every game. Some of them every single day. Like Tim Hill, he pitches every game. Did he pitch today? I can't even remember. Hold on. Let me check. No, he didn't pitch. Yerry De Los Santos pitched though. They activated him today. Loizaga pitch, gave up 2 walks. What's new, right? And then Winans gave up 3 earned runs. That dude's garbage, bro. He needs to go to. Yep. Let me catch up to the chat. Rara Pete, I've been saying it. The Washington Nationals got all the things we need. They got more pieces. I think was it last year? I wanted the Yankees to get him last year. But I remember somebody, I don't know if it was an article, they said that he didn't want to come to the Yankees or something like that. So that's why I was like, man, I didn't think they would do it. What about Finnegan? Why didn't they get him? Kyle Finnegan. Yeah, there you go. I was trying to pull it up. I couldn't spell him right. He's not the greatest, right? But nah, now that I'm looking at him, fuck no. He can kick rocks. He sucks. I take that back. What's Rosario hitting 270? Pull up Amed Rosario last year, though. Let me see if I can do that real quick. If you put the year at the end of it, it'll pull up that specific year. Last year he had 280, so he's a consistent 280 kind of guy. 2023. It's not the sexiest, but he's a guy that's gonna help. And he's right-handed. No, wait. Is he right-handed or switch hitting? I believe he's a switch hitter. Oh no, he's right. He bats and throws. Okay. I don't understand though. I really don't get it because I would see. Isn't his first position third base though? Isn't that like his main position? So I don't know what they're doing. So then why McMahon then? Why McMahon if you was gonna get this guy? I get it. He plays multiple positions, but I think we're pretty covered in the outfield. I don't know. Like I liked the dude and everything, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out in my mind, like in my head. Like, interesting. Very interesting. Let me see if any more news on this. I mean, it's good though, because he's a utility guy. He could come off the bench. He could do things. So I'm assuming that maybe he starts, or he's gonna get a lot of playing time because his Judge is hurt. But I don't know. Can he play shortstop? That's the question. Can this guy play shortstop? Somebody tell me. What are his positions? I feel like he could play shortstop. Has he ever played shortstop? Maybe that's why. Right? That'd be crazy, right? Oh yeah, he plays shortstop. That's what Jack Curry said in the tweet. He plays third base, second base, shortstop. Man, it's what, Volpe. We might have found it. We might have found your replacement, at least for the rest of the season. It was a good trade. It is a good trade. I just don't know exactly where they're gonna put him. I wasn't mad at the McMahon move. It was a good move, right? There's an upgrade. But then you make this move, and this guy's primarily a third base, like it's his main position. So I'm like, okay, he plays outfield, but he's mainly an infielder, you know. He's good though. You could put him anywhere, you know. Give Volpe a break, Jazz a break at second. McMahon, whenever they get a day off, he's gonna be playing all over the place. This dude. No, because we tried that already, man. Harrison Bader, he was here before, and don't get me wrong, he did good in the playoffs, but I have a thing about going back and trying to, it's like a relationship, man. Once it goes sour, you move on and then you try to get back together thinking it's gonna work out. And sometimes it does, but for the most part, it's like, what made you think it was gonna work out again? Yeah, we need pitching. We definitely need pitching. So let me know, man. What do you guys think? It's interesting. I'm gonna end the poll. So we have 72 votes. Should the Yankees shut down Judge for the season? 62% of you guys say yes. 37% said no. It's crazy. That's why you need a good bench where you can rest guys. Exactly. I think that'll be his role then. He's just gonna, okay, I dig it. It's tough for a player to do that, but that's why Cabrera was so special, because he can play everywhere. He can do that, every day. One day he's at first, the next day he's at short, the next day he's in the outfield. Jason, all that AI stuff is scary, man. No, man, AI is the future, man. Better get with it or get left behind. Stan's job should be to put Volpe in a headlock whenever he screws up. He should hold him upside down and just shake him for his lunch money. Yeah, we need arms. We need arms bad. That's what I would do right now is get arms. And you know what? It's so bad. We need pitchers so bad that it's like I can't even wait till tomorrow. Like they should have made the trade tonight. Get these guys here already. Like we can't even wait. Every game is so important right now. Freaking somebody responded to Jack Curry's tweet. They said, "Can he pitch though?" Oh man. It was a good one. I wouldn't say Beater's nothing. Beater is a significant prospect in this team. And we got him. That's the Joey Gallo. Yeah, I guess. We got him when we traded Joey Gallo to the Dodgers. I think Beater's pretty good. I really do. I think he has a lot of potential, but right now he ain't there yet. So I'm not mad at it at all. This is a good move, you know. Got a utility guy. Every now and then you're giving players time off, and especially right now with Judge going down, the fact that he could play the outfield, it's a good move. A GM can't fire a manager. I guess technically you're right, but the GM, I promise you, right? If the GM goes to Hal and say, "Hey, we need to fire this guy," and Hal's gonna go, "Okay," and the GM fires him. That's like 9-9. I'm gonna give you an example, right? In the army, right? When you're in a company in a unit, you have a commander, right? The commander, he is the boss. And then under him, right, who works right side by side him, you have a first sergeant or a sergeant major, whatever it is, an NCO. And that NCO technically doesn't have the power the commander has. But I promise you, if that NCO, that sergeant major, that first sergeant says, "You're done," right? He's not the one that signs off on it. It's the commander. But guess what? The commander's going to sign it. You're done. Old sergeant know what I'm talking about. Anybody who's in the military knows what I'm talking about. The GM himself is not the one that's going to sign that paper that says, the same way the GM can't pay nobody. He don't sign anybody. You know, he's the one, he's like an agent. He's making all the moves. He's managing. It's the same thing. Like, he's the general manager, right? The owner is the one that has to sign off on everything. But more 99 times out of 100, if Cashman recommends it, he's the one that has that direct line to Hal. You know, if he recommends it, it's probably going to happen. So just a little lesson for you. And I've seen people get it twisted like that. Let me tell you something, right? This is a little life lesson. I've seen people think that like, you know, like, especially though I've seen people think, "Oh, you can't do nothing to me." Oh, this is another thing you hear a lot, right? Like, let's say you're not in my squad, right? I'm a squad leader. I have my own squad. You're in a different squad and you do something that I don't like that's wrong or whatever. And I tell you something and you go, "Oh, you ain't my squad leader." Okay. You can't tell me what to do. All right. You got it. Guess what happened? It never ends up well. It never ends well. So don't get it twisted, guys. A little life lesson for you. Trust me. He's the boss. He could fire him. If he wants him fired, he's fired. J Riv, what's up, man? I don't know why my chat isn't working. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'll be back. Give me a few minutes real quick.
Bullpen meatballs. Serving them up all 2025 season.
You better like the video, and while you're at it, subscribe to my friend Jason's channel.
The reason your butt has been hurting is because you have YDS, Yankees Derangement Syndrome.
Hey, y'all. Don't forget, channel members can bring up live player stats.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't pull up the chats right now. Let me try this. I'm gonna turn that off and then bring it back up. Okay, this thing don't want to work. All right, whatever. Mackenzie Gore. Yeah, they're never gonna trade him though. He's their future. Then his ERA went up a lot. He was doing a lot better than that. But that dude is a beast. I like him. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to fix my chat right now. This thing don't want to work. All right. How do we do this real quick? All right. So what else is out there? I bet all the big YouTubers, they probably online right now talking about it and stuff. That's a big move. I expect them now that they got that out the way. That's pretty much all that I expected them to do with in terms of position players. I expect every trade from now on to be pitching. Unless something big comes up and they just can't say no. I expect a lot of pitching moves to be happening very soon. But Amed Rosario is not the sexiest, but guess what? It's a good move in my opinion. Really good move. You got a guy who can play everywhere whenever you need him to, just like Oswaldo was. You could give Volpe a break. Now there's no excuse. There's no reason to say, hey, who else are you going to play, right? With Volpe, you can't say that anymore because now we got a guy who could play shortstop. Same thing with second base. You could give Jazz a break every now and then. Third base, outfield, whatever it is, right? He could come in, pinch hit. So it's good. It's a good move. Good move in my opinion. This is funny. You notice that Ryan McMahon shaved when he joined the team? Nobody told him he'd have to shave. I'm pretty sure he knew, though. He had to know. Folks, if you haven't liked the video, please like. It helps the algorithm know, like, you fucks with me. And if not, if you don't like it, then just dislike. It's all good, too. All right, my chat is back up. Whatever happened to Robinson? He signed with the Philadelphia Phillies. We haven't seen him, though. But yeah, he's with the Phillies now. A decent starter with a couple of years team control is going to cost the team of at least 2 top prospects from the farm. A couple years control, yeah. I'm interested. I wish like they had to make it public, right? I wish teams like he hasn't even pitched yet. Remember, David Robinson has been a free agent the whole year, so he hasn't pitched. I'm sure they probably throwing bullpens and trying to work him up. But yeah, he's with the Phillies. The last I heard, he was with the Phillies. They signed him to what, $6 million or something? Yep. Okay, right now he's in the minor leagues right now, trying to they treat it like a rehab. He's trying to build himself up, trying to ramp up, so they could get him up here to the big leagues. All right. Lou says we can win the World Series with this move. Lou, you're a troll. You never know, right? Imagine he comes over here and just has a freaking what's the guy's name? A Matt Carpenter type of 2 months or something like that. You don't want a guy with -8 outs above average to play shortstop. He has a -8 outs above average. I haven't even looked at it. I'm gonna have to pull it up now. Outs above average. Yeah, if you got a -8 outs above average, that is not good. Freaking Dominguez is a -7 outs above average. Then you got to look at what position too. Damn, they make this shit so. Look, they so many stats nowadays. Oh, shrimp. I can't find it. A run value, blah, blah, blah. I can't find it, but if that's true, if his outs above average is -8, that's not good. Oh, here we go. 2025. Where is it? Okay. In total is -8. That's not good. But in right field, it's a 0 outs above average. You know what? Let me just show you guys. So you see what I'm talking about. Amed Rosario, outs above average. At right field is 0. Okay. At third base is -5. That's not good. At second base is -3. That's even worse. I mean, not even worse, but that's not good, right? He hasn't even played shortstop this year. But if you look at his career at shortstop, he's negative outs above. Yeah, he's bad. Very bad. Looking at this now doesn't make too much sense, right? But he's a good hitter, though. A decent hitter, I would say. Yeah. I guess they're going to put him in right field. I guess this is a Judge thing, maybe. That's not good, man. That's not good. Yeah, we gave nothing for him. And he is a decent hitter. And he's a professional. He's been around for a minute, right? So he knows how to get it done. He knows how to get it done. But I feel you though. I've never looked at his fielding value and stuff. That is not good though. I guess you could put him out there if somebody needs a day off, but it's not the guy you want out there every single day. Not at those positions anyway. In the infield, it's funny because he's supposed to be primarily an infielder. There's a reason why they transitioned him to the outfield. That's why, right there. We got fleeced. I wouldn't say we got fleeced, man. I think they made it, man. He's a good guy to come off the bench because he plays so many positions. So yeah, he's not the guy that you want. They didn't get him to be a starter, you know. All right, now looking at the fielding values and stuff, okay, McMahon makes a lot of sense. But he's a guy that you're gonna bring if somebody needs a day off. You bring him in, he could play all these positions. It's interesting. Does this mean somebody else is getting moved on this roster? I'm telling you right now. Well, definitely Peraza is going to have to be at some point DFA'd, right? Because they can't send him back down. He's out of options. He's probably going to be DFA'd. Vivas is probably going to get sent down at some point. And I'd say at some point they got to call up Spencer Jones. Or maybe they keep Viva. Or maybe they keep Peraza just for like, I don't know, to play every now and then if somebody needs a break to pinch run. I don't see what's the point of keeping him up here. I really don't. Well, a Mets fan can dwell on 1986 forever. That's crazy, bro. The last time the Mets won, I was 2 years old. He'll fit right in on this team. No one plays defense. They got him to take over for Judge for now. That's what I'm thinking too, Bruce. And then yeah. But it's gonna be interesting because if Judge does come back, right? Look, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't think they could say what they want. I think they're gonna get smart and be like, you know what? It's not even worth it. They might not say it. They're gonna say 10-day IL. Then in 10 days, they're gonna be like, it's a little setback, 10 more days. Then by the time you know it, they're just gonna be like, you know what? If they're not in it at all, they're gonna be like, we shutting them down for the rest of the season. I think they should shut them down. There's no, I don't know. There's no point of rushing them in there right now. Not right now, anyway. What we got up here? Yeah, at least they're making trades, right? At least they're being proactive. Look, he is either that. I don't know, man. I'm thinking about it. When I think about it more, though, I get it though. He could play in Judge's spot, right, and then come off the bench. I was really hoping that I get it that this dude got back spasms, Spencer Jones or whatever. I was really hoping that they call him up, that they say, you know what, bring him up here, all right, and that's it, and put his feet to the fire. You in the big leagues now. Bring him up to the show, and let's really see. So that way we could put everything to shame. Don't I get it? He's gonna be making his major league debut. He's not gonna be hitting freaking 13 home runs in 10 games or whatever crazy run he was on. But I would have liked them to bring up Spencer Jones. Not saying that that's still not on the table, but with this move, it's a lot less likely right now for me. Interesting. Interesting, man. Cashman, what are we doing? Cashman, what we doing? I'm trying to understand what we doing, bro. Look, I know I've talked a lot of shit about Cashman, man, but I'm trying to believe in you, brother. I'm trying to believe in you. What we doing, though? I'm trying to see the vision. I'm trying to see the vision, the process. He's always talking about the process. What's this process, bro? I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, I'm not understanding, though. I get it a little bit, but it's like, bro, it's not going to make a big difference. And it's not moving the needle enough. So at this point, it's like, why even try? I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. It ain't over till it's over, right? Let's put it back up. It ain't over till it's over. But dang, we getting close. We getting close to it being over. Put Schroeder at shortstop. He's a good fielder. My guy, bro. You saw how many he'll be. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Put Stan at shortstop. How about that? I feel like Stan. Why not at this point? What do we got to lose? Put him at short. See what happens. Nats got Beta, number 20 prospect. And Martinez, 18-year-old Dominican from Summer League player. That's actually a lot more than what I expected. Amed Rosario to cost as a rental. Cardinals made Ryan Hensley. We should give them a couple prospects. He's good for the bullpen. But the thing is that he's a rental too. So which prospects they trying to get? Bro, it's not gonna happen. But if we could get Brendan Donovan, that changes a lot of things. Can we trade Stroman for chicken buckets? I mean, you probably get half a chicken bucket at the stadium at this point. Nah, Schroed, look, I don't know. I feel for the dude, but to me, if he's not perfect, he's not a big league pitcher, man. And he has to literally be, every pitch has to be so perfect. If not, it's getting smoked. Ichino says Cashman might not have a championship team here, but it's darn well netter than what. It's darn well. I can't even read, bro. I need my glasses. Cashman might not have a championship team here, but it's damn well better than Boone is getting from it. Yeah, no, this team, it should be a lot better than this on paper, but let me put my glasses. I can't see a thing, guys. I'm going blind. Let's see real quick. I don't feel for sure he's only 17 million a year. Nah, I don't mean like that. Like I feel for doing a sense, man. It's hard to. It's tough to know when to give it up when you don't got it no more, and it's gonna happen to everybody. It happens to every big league player. Look at Milky Cabrera. My bad. Freaking. My brain is not working right now. Cabrera from the Tigers, right? Towards the end of his career, he looked like a shell of himself, man. And this dude was one of the greatest hitters ever. That's just how it is. At some point, for everybody, right? And this is when I was in the Army, I used to tell people this all the time. And even now, because I work with soldiers, I tell them, I'm like, at some point, you got to take the uniform off. Whether you want to or not, whether it's your choice or they force you to take it off, it's coming off at some point. And it's tough to see somebody get to that point, where it's like, man, especially when they want to, they trying to push, and it's like, hey, yeah, man, you're going to have to take the uniform off real soon. It's tough, man. The educated joke, bro, I'm far from educated. Why did Cashman give him that kind of money? Yeah, it was a bad signing. It was. I don't know, because he's supposed to be a lot better than he is, but he's not. And he's the kind of guy that after he pitches, he was pitching well earlier because when he came back from the IL, he was pitching pretty decent because he had a long stretch on the IL to rest up. This is a guy that his arm is not built to throw that many innings. It's just not. That's why he can never go a full season. He could barely go half a season and pitch well. These guys get tired after a while throwing innings. He's a small guy. And look, it's not a knock on his height or his size, but there's a reason why pitchers, like teams want their pitchers huge, like these big dudes. I feel like these smaller stature guys, they fatigue easier for me, especially when it comes to pitching their arm. I could be wrong, but that's what I think it is. Stroman was a bargain when he signed. Yeah, if he would have been Stroman, if he would have been the guy we thought we were getting, but instead he pitched one half of good season. Last year, the first half of the season, he was really good, and then he just kind of fell off. Yeah, he always fades after June, always. Yeah, it's because of arm fatigue. He only got so many innings in him, bro. He's like he only got so many bullets, and it gets to a point where he runs out of them. So, and right now, after that being on the IL for so long, he had a nice little break. He was able to kind of rejuvenate that arm a little bit, kind of reload. But now he's running out of gas again. His arm is running out of juice. Yeah, Volpe too. I'm going to be honest. Volpe, I think that he's struggling physically to play a full 162. You notice that every time he comes back from the All-Star break, he kind of has a little spurt. Or in the postseason, he has a little spurt after a break. In the beginning of the season, he has nice little stretch there because he's rested. He's not built for it. These guys are in shape, but it takes a special kind of shape. You heard Judge today, right? Judge said, and I'll play it right here. You know what? I'm going to put it right here. Let's play this. This is Judge after today's game, speaking with the press. Let me get it over here for you guys.
Something in your arm. Aaron, when did you first start feeling something in your arm?
Just felt a little something trying to throw out. a runner at the plate in Toronto. You kind of feel something, but you kind of feel nicks and stuff throughout your whole body throughout a whole season, so you really don't think much of it.
Aaron had talked about you were having some difficulty throwing yesterday. Was that the biggest turn of events for you, that you needed to get it checked out, or what told you that this could be something more serious than just a little ache?
Yeah, just not being able to throw the past couple of days. Kind of wanted to take it through the off day, see how we went, and then I was pretty adamant about playing yesterday, and then I think it just kind of came down to a point where, if I got to make a play for the team and not be able to do it, that would kind of hurt. But, got it checked out and got the news, and now we just go from here.
How much of a relief was this for you? Were you concerned it might be something bigger?
Yeah, never had any really elbow issues or anything like that, so you never know what you're kind of getting into. But
he was
glad
concerned.
It is what it is.
How would you describe the pain right now, and what's your understanding of the rehab process?
The pain is tough to tell. We're starting to get on some medicine just to kind of clean that stuff up. I couldn't throw, so I think that's kind of sums it up. But the rehab process, I'm not too sure. Probably start.
Man, that's crazy. He couldn't throw at all. It's nuts, man. I don't know, dude. I feel like, I don't know. We'll wait, give him the 10-day, put him on the 10-day IL, and then come back and revisit this. And really, they need to all sit down, him, his people, his family, the organization, and they got to decide, like, is it even worth him going out there and playing?
I really was reluctant about going on any IL or anything like that. I was like, if I can hit, let me hit. But, they'll let me. I'll start DHing, I think, once this 10th day is up.
But would you have wanted to DH now and not go on the injured list?
Oh, yeah.
So that was a kind of big discussion between you and everyone else involved.
You always say he wanted to just be DH now and not go on the IL. You know what it is, man? Sometimes you got to save a player from himself. And this might be one of those situations.
Yeah, that's what took the longest, I think, more than anything.
So that means it doesn't hurt when you swing a bat at this point. It's throwing, not swinging a bat.
Throwing's the main concern. Hitting it happens too quick, and it's not really the motion that I've really felt anything. I think it's the muscle that's hurt is a muscle used to grip, so there might be some issues with that, but I've been hitting with it the past couple of days, so if I can hit, get me out there.
Obviously, you wanting to play shows your dedication, but also how badly the team needs you. What do you think about the team surviving for 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever this takes?
Oh, they're going to be just fine. Guys are going to step up. I think that's what it comes down to. You look over past couple of years, we've had guys get banged up, guys get hurt. I always go back to that 2019 team where I feel like everybody got banged up, and we had so many guys step up for us and play bigger roles than what they kind of signed up for coming into the season. So I kind of expect the same thing for guys, especially now. We got the trade deadline coming up. We made a big acquisition, getting McMahon here, who's going to help us win a lot of games. So, guys are going to step up and do their job. That's what it comes down to, man. It's especially now in the second half, kind of getting down to the end of the stretch here. We got to make a push.
You said throwing is the main concern. Does it only hurt when you're throwing?
Yeah, that's really when I've noticed it. I'm lucky nobody really tested me the past couple of days, but I wanted to be out there for the team, be out there, do my thing, and so once after a couple of days of it not really getting better, we decided to probably.
You know what, folks? Like, I find it crazy because when we look at what happened, right? He was clearly in pain in that game when he made that throw in Toronto. He was clearly in pain. We saw it. We noticed it. The broadcast noticed it. Everybody noticed it. They asked Boone. They asked Judge. He said it was okay. Now they're going back and they say, well, Judge said it was all right. He's telling us now that it wasn't all right, but he just wanted to be out there for his team, which I respect. I commend it. Like, that's commendable. I get it. But isn't it some kind of responsibility on the Yankees to be like, no. Hey, no, we're going to check it. I get it. These are grown men, but sometimes you got to save them from themselves. Because like he said, thank God, right? He's like, thank God he wasn't really challenged out there because he played out there after that. And thank goodness there wasn't no real like big plays to him or anything like that. But imagine if he would have tried it like yesterday. He was in the lineup. Imagine they hit a line drive. He got to make a play and make a throw home and really throw his UCL out the window. You know what I mean? Like, this is the best player on the planet, and they allowed him to just play out like that after they saw him noticeably like nursing some kind of injury. I don't know. And look, I've never been in a clubhouse, so I don't know how this stuff works. I don't know how much power the players have, but I would assume if I'm paying you, I would be like, no, we're going to check it. All right. Just to make sure. And that's it. Oh, thank God that didn't happen, but still though, like it should have been checked. That's the same thing that happened with Anthony Rizzo.
Best to get it checked out. So.
Were you scared when you had the MRI and stuff? I mean, because that's...
Yeah, you never want to go in the tube. It's never fun. You don't know what's going to show up. That's why I kind of pushed off a lot of the imaging and stuff like that, because if I don't know what's going on, it can't hurt you, I guess. So, but yeah, it's never too fun going in that. But glad we got a better answer than could have been worse.
Was the first time you felt it on that throw in Toronto where you then grimaced, or
no? That was a couple innings later. You guys were a little late on that one, but it was a throw trying to. They just brought in Loaizaga, base hit to me. It's kind of do or die. Keep the game, keep a 1-run lead, or it's a tie game in Toronto, and you got to make a play. And kind of felt it there, and just you got to gut it out. It's a big game.
No, I don't mean a shoulder issue. Look, he has a forearm. He strained his forearm flexor or whatever that is, right? Like, I'm not an expert on this stuff, right? But from what I understand and everything I looked up, and what WebMD told me and ChatGPT told me, that is the precursor. It's the precursor to UCL tear or UCL injury, which is Tommy John, right? So the fact that he's had this for a couple days now. He played the rest of that game. Was it the last game? Yeah, it was the last game in Toronto where he hurt it. He played the rest of that game there. And he played game 1 against the Phillies. Mind you, it's the precursor to like as soon as you have is a very serious injury, because that's usually what happens first before you get Tommy John. So it should have been shut down. He shouldn't have been out there, period, doing anything. And I get it. A lot of it is on him because he was trying to play through it. He didn't want to let his team down. And that's respectable. I get it, man. And more props to him for that. That's what we expect from our captain. But as an organization, as the team, I feel like they have an obligation, too, to be like, no. We're going to look into this, whether you like it or not, right? I get it. He's the captain, he's judge and everything, but you're still an employee, and you're just too important. You're just too important to not only this team, you're to baseball in general, right? And to this team. I don't know, man. Like, if I'm wrong on this, let me know. Like, now you bugging. This dude's a grown-ass man. He could do whatever he want. I get it, right? And maybe that's the case, but I feel like if I'm running a business or whatever, and I see something, I'm like, no. We want you to get checked. And that's it. They do have some say-so. Unless there's something in the contract that says, well, if a player declines to get imaging, then he could do that, right? Maybe that's there, but I feel like they I don't know. Because what if today, right? He say he could barely throw the ball. He couldn't even throw the ball. What if in his mind he's like, you know what? I can't. I'm gonna play through this. I'm gonna keep playing through this. So you telling me that nobody was gonna do nothing? He's gonna be out there with a freaking pool noodle for an arm, and nobody's gonna say nothing and force him to get checked. It's just wild to me. I feel like this is not the first time we had somebody with the injury, and we're like, man, you sure they're okay? And they're like, yeah, they're fine. And then it turns out, man, no, they're really not fine. They're actually doing pretty bad.
Playing a division rival, so.
You said you got to gut it out. Did you consider at all coming out of that game?
No. I got to hit. We got to score runs. I'll figure out a way to figure out the stuff on defense. So, you can't come out of the game.
Given your mindset to always just play and gut it out, what was the trigger that you finally have to tell them about it?
It's just I couldn't throw past 60 feet. So I think that kind of sums it up, especially with some of these games, how important they are. And you're going up against a Phillies team that can hit the ball over the park. I just didn't want to put our pitchers in jeopardy, just not being able to come up and make a play for them. So.
Hey, I hear what you're saying. Soto had an injury. It wasn't the same injury though. I've been looking it up. I've been trying to find it, and all they said for Juan Soto, it was just forearm discomfort and a little inflammation in his forearm. This is different. This is a flexor muscle, and that's usually a lot of times that's what they see in pitchers, especially before they end up with Tommy John, right? I had a hip flexor injury when I was in the Army a long time ago. And even that never really recovered right. But I know it's different, right? This is a hip flexor. We're talking about two different things. But that was painful, and it took me a minute to recover from that. And even when they were like, yeah, you're good, you can continue doing regular stuff, I always felt like I just wasn't right,
Yeah, I think, like I said, not being able to throw for a couple of days kind of raises some eyebrows.
Aaron, has team medical personnel communicated to you after you come back and you're DHing only how long it might be before you're ready to play the outfield again and throw?
It just depends on how the throwing progression goes. It's going to be probably 10 to 2 weeks of no throwing at all, and then you're kind of working from there. So I could be on that 15th day playing catch and be like, wow, this feels like brand new, like normal, and kind of progress from there. But they really haven't set up a timeline yet for me on that. I was more focused about when I could get back in and start hitting. So
have you ever had anything like this before in the minor leagues, anywhere, college?
No, never.
I feel like this is where it gets interesting, right?
No, nothing.
Emotionally, what's it like?
Oh, you're upset. I want to be out there playing. I wish I was out there today playing. I wish I was, in there tomorrow. I think that's what it comes down to. But so you're just upset. You feel like you're letting the team down and letting the fans down, especially in an important time of the year. So, now.
No, there's a part in here where he said that they're like, when it happened, what did you think? And he was like, he didn't think nothing of it because throughout the season, you're always going through a little pain here and there, little nicks and crannies, like things hurt. He's like, so you don't really, he thought it was one of those things, like it's going to go away. I'll be good tomorrow. I don't know. And let me get to this chat real quick. What's up, Barbara? Barbara's in the building, y'all. But Jay Snow says, what are the odds for a position player to have Tommy John with this injury? That's a good question. I'm gonna look it up on ChatGPT right now, but it's not the first time that this has happened though. Like we've seen position players get Tommy John surgery a whole bunch of times, right? Bryce Harper, even Jason Dominguez. Who else? I'm trying to think. Who else on the Yankees has gotten it? There's a position player. Did Didi? I think Didi got it one time. I don't know, but it happens, right? It happens. Did they have this injury first? I'm not sure because sometimes guys have injuries and they play through it. And then the main thing happens, So we'll see, but I'm going to look it up. Hold on a second. Oh, shoot. So was it, what are the odds for a position player? And what's crazy? From what I've noticed too, is usually outfielders, in terms of position players, outfielders usually have Tommy John surgery. You know, guys who need to throw the ball really hard from a long ways, they're the ones that a lot of times end up with Tommy John surgery. And you know, now that I think about it, man, it could be because when you're in the outfield and you're throwing let's say you're throwing it from right field or center field all the way to home plate. In a sense, I don't know if you guys know what long toss is. It's kind of like long tossing, you know, and a lot of pitchers, that's what they do these days. They play long, they long toss to build velocity. And that's pretty much throwing the ball as far as you can and as hard as you can. That's what long tossing is. That could be something that people need to look into. Because why a lot of outfielders get it and pitchers get it, right? What are the odds for a position player that has had this injury? All right, I just put in chat GPT. Obviously, this ain't the end all be all, but let's see what I got to say. All right, for a position player, non-pitcher who has had a flexor strain, the odds of eventually needing Tommy John surgery are much lower than for pitchers, but not zero. Okay, that's good. General odds for pitchers, flexor strain often signals UCL issues. Higher risk of Tommy John. For position players, the risk is much lower, estimated around 5 to 10%, depending on severity of the strain, which I don't think we know, right? They didn't. Usually there's like a grade, like it's a grade A strain or whatever, or level 1 strain. We don't know that yet. Severity of the strain, history of elbow pain or UCL sprain, throwing demands of their position. Shortstops, i.e. shortstops or outfielders, are higher risk. And that's why you see a lot of shortstops and outfielders. And guys, that's what I just said. The guys who have to throw the ball longer and harder usually end up with this. Higher risk positions: shortstop, third base, catcher, outfielders with strong arms. And look, it says right field. This is ChatGPT, folks. And I get this ain't the end all be all, and I'm not a doctor by no means, so I'm just pulling up what it's telling me. Keynotes: flexor strain alone does not mean it's not automatic Tommy John surgery. If the UCL is also strained or partially torn, risk increases significantly. They didn't say that, right? So that's good. So, yeah, maybe he's just permanent DH. Hopefully. I wouldn't risk it at all, though, because he's still swinging the bat. I would assume that it still puts some kind of strain on that flexor. For position player, the odds of Tommy John after flexor strain are low unless there's UCL involvement or recurring symptoms. Most return without surgery if managed correctly. Okay, that's good. I'm going to ask it, how long should they not throw or swing? Moderate strain. That's the thing. We don't know how severe the strain is. All right. For position players with the flexor strain, here's a general timeline for not throwing or swinging. Mild flexor strain, grade 1. Rest from throwing for 2 to 3 weeks. That's just grade 1. That's a mild 2 to 3 weeks. And they're talking about 10 days. That's not even 2 weeks. Full return 4 to 6 weeks. 10 days, I don't know. Moderate strain, grade 2. Rest from throwing, swinging 4 to 6 weeks. Full return 6 to 10 weeks. That's pretty much the end of the season right there. Severe strain or UCL involvement. All right. Key guidelines: no throwing or swinging until pain-free at rest and during daily activities. So no swinging or throwing until you don't feel that thing at all. Gradual ramp up with physical activity, grip strength work, and range of motion drills. Man, that don't sound like they're gonna be able to do all this in 10 days. Throwing program usually restarts after 2 to 6 weeks, depending on progress. If there's no UCL concern, MRI is highly recommended before resuming high stress activity. Always better to wait a little longer than to rush and risk making it worse. I don't know, folks. I mean, based on what I just read there, the 10-day IL thing is a dream. You know, I don't even think it's worth it, man. I think you're right. 10 days will become 20 days, and if they keep falling, see you next year. Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. If they could somehow manage to stay in it, and get to like September, and we still in a wild card spot, making a run for it, then they'll be like, you know what, let's do it. That 10 days, it has to, whether he likes it or not. He's too important. 10 days is gonna turn into 20 to 30, and like you said, and if we're not in it, see you next year. We should be sellers. We would suck even more, bro. We wasn't we wasn't winning with him. How are we gonna win without him, right? Yeah. During his IL stint, if the Yankees fall out of the wild card, they should shut him down. Don't risk it. I agree. For sure. He's gonna be out for a while, but I'm sure he knows exactly the risk. Yeah, but sometimes you gotta protect the player from himself, man. At this point, sit him down the rest of the year and try to get rid of all these crappy contracts. But they just added another one, It's the thing. I mean, I guess. Nathan, what's up, Nathan? The worst part is that Cashman will blame everything on this. Yep. And back to the same old next year. Yeah, man. Nathan say he loves the Amed Rosario trade. Yeah, I guess, man, he's a good guy to come off the bench and everything. But I didn't know it was brought up by, I forgot who it was in the chat. This dude's his outs above average is -8. So he's not the best defender. But I guess right now, it'll do since Judge is out. Look, Judge, I'm going to be honest. Judge is not going to play right field again for the rest of the season. And he probably shouldn't be playing DH. Definitely not in 10 days. I don't see how you bring him back in 10 days, even if it's just a DH. That's almost malpractice right there. Like, he's just way too important, to risk him to try to come back in a season that we're probably not going to come back from anyway, even if he was 100% healthy, and risk his career next year. I don't know, man. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. You got to put a space in between, Nathan, the name. So like first name, space, last name. Yeah, Glaber had it. Yep. No, that's what I'm saying. But there's a significant time that you need to recover. So he don't need it right now, the Tommy John. But it's a precursor, especially for pitchers. So why even risk it? Why even risk it? That's my thing. Yeah, Aaron Hicks had it. Yeah, a bunch of people get it. Position players get it too. This is a solid diagnostic analysis. I'm just saying, man, I'm not a doctor. But me, look, you don't even have to be a doctor, bro, to be like, you know what? It's not worth the risk. It's just not. It's not worth the risk. 10 days? Nah. Yeah. Harper's recovery was way fast. He came back in 5 months. Had to move to first base, which is not out of the question for Judge. But still, that's 5 months, man. You know, look, good thing he doesn't need Tommy John, right? He doesn't need Tommy John. So the point right now, you have to think prevention. How do we prevent you from aggravating this injury? You got to get better. I feel like if they just sit him down for 10 days and then throw him back out there, even if it's just for DH, you're risking a lot. That's a big risk. A big risk. Because there's no way that thing is 100% healed in 10 days. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Like, I get it. Everybody's different. And even when it's healed, this is Aaron Judge, dude. This is arguably the best hit on the planet. You don't play around like that. You don't take chances like that. That's all I'm saying. I think look, if we're in it, if come September, I'd sit him for the whole August. Come September, if we're still in it and he feels good, then maybe you bring him back DH, right? But if we're not even in it, right? If we're just, it's like, look, man, this is a lost cause, then there's no point. It really isn't. There's no point. Just sit him down. He'll be good. It feels like the Yankees have a curse on them. You know, I was telling Ace that earlier. Was I telling Ace? Yeah, it's like, it feels like we're cursed, man. Like, this team is just cursed. Everything's going wrong. There's nothing we could do. Even when it's just everything. Anything that could go wrong will go wrong. Just when you think like this is rock bottom, it can't get any worse than this. Oh man. Freaking it gets worse. Whenever you think it can't get worse, it gets worse. That's how 2025 has been. I'd bring him back if he hurt. I'd bring him back if he hurts. If he hurts it, let him have the surgery. Position players come back way quicker. Are you crazy, Jason O? You can't really believe that, bro. If he has the surgery, I mean, maybe he'll be back next year, whatever. It's not even worth it, though. That's what I'm saying. Like right now, no matter what, he's going on the IL. In 10 days, we might be so far out of it that it's like, man, it might be over. Is it worth it, really? That's what I'm saying. Is it really worth it? Guys, think about it. You guys are saying, oh, he'd be all right. Position players could come back. They come back in 5 months. They come back way faster, right? For pitchers, it takes 18 months just to be able to pitch again, right? To come back. And then it takes another year for them to really get it back. You're talking about 2.5 years. That's for pitchers. Bryce Harper's, for position players, is usually like 6 months to a year. We saw Dominguez out a whole year, right? And they'll most of the time they'll make a full recovery. But why risk it? Like, it'd be different if it was like the middle of the World Series or it's the playoffs, right? We're going into the playoffs. Like, let's say we had a guaranteed playoff spot. We had a team that's winning. And it's like, damn, Judge got hurt late September. It's like, all right, sit him down in 10 days. He's going to be DH. That's different, you know? But we're in July. We're in July and we're barely holding on to a wild card spot. I say you sit him down for at least 30 days. At least 30 days, I'm sitting him out. And then if the team is still in it, then you bring him back in. He's a free agent next year, no biggie. What are you talking about, OG? OG, man. What DJ? Who you talking about? Damn, you kids still going at it? Haha, remember we also have a strike in 2027. Yeah. Hopefully they avoid it, but I doubt it. Now they're bringing up the ABS system. We'll be in third place next week. We're 6.5 back of first. Boston is 1 game behind us. Just throw out the towel. We get swept by Philly. Yeah, man. It's not looking good right now. When does NFL start? Soon. It starts soon, man. Yeah, it's tough, man. The Yankees in a tough spot. They got to make some tough decisions. Very tough decisions. Now, I think that's next, Jay Snow. I think that they really going to get. I mean, at this point, look, once he got McMahon, he was in, right? And now he got this dude. He's even more in. He's knee deep in this. Like, he might as well go get a bullpen and see and hope for the best. I think that they should wait a little bit on Judge. Even if he does come back and he's DH, right? Like 10 days, I feel like it's too soon. It's too much of a risk. That's all I'm saying. Way too much of a risk. Hold on a second, guys. I'm trying to do something here. Oh, man. I think the Mets need more fans. What are you guys talking about? Yeah, if we don't get pitching. So basically, the whole point that I'm trying to make is like, look, is it even worth it? Is it even worth it? Like sometimes you gotta just. There is a time to just cut your losses and hey, it is what it is. Try again. Try again next year. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, stranger things have happened. Maybe we can get back in. Maybe this team gets hot for whatever reason. Maybe they rally around this, right? We get another couple pitchers and they rally around Judge and they say, man, we're gonna do this for the captain. All right. Look, I think it's unlikely, but let's say that happens and they stay in there, right? And we still fighting comes August, September, then yeah, you bring him back, man. You bring him back. But right now, this team seems like it's doomed. Hopefully, everyone will get off Judge's back for not performing the postseason. Just like in 23, when we don't have him, we're not even making the postseason. You know what, Yankees for them, I'm glad you brought that up because I had several arguments with people about this, and they don't seem to understand. I get it. The numbers aren't great in October. I get it. We all know that. He knows that. They're bad in October. But without his regular seasons, right? Without him being great in the regular season, there is no October. That's what I keep trying to tell people. There is no October play. He would even have stats. I had an argument with one guy. He was something about Mike Trout and Mike Trout and better. And I'm like, dude. And he was like, well, Mike Trout, at least he's not bad in October. I'm like, that's because Mike Trout never even played in October. He played in October once. He played in the postseason. What are you talking about? Sometimes I don't understand. Like people, like, what do you? It makes no sense, man. Crazy. You see, man, Cole and Judge never gonna get a ring. Right. Peter Rex said this is the worst pep talk ever. It was never supposed to be a pep talk, man. I was basically implying that geezer are laughing at us right now. Yeah, nah, them guys are really close with Judge. IKF is good friends with Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has said so, and DJ. I'm pretty sure they're not happy about this. I think Cashman is waiting to see how the team does the next few days. But getting swept by Philly, I think Cashman hangs up the phone. It might. Yeah, this Amed Rosario thing might just be look, we got to get somebody here because Judge, right? You're right. To be honest, I haven't heard anything concrete on any pitching, only on Duran and the reliever from the Pirates. Yeah, I know. Look, at this point, look, when they made that Ryan McMahon move, I think they were assuming everything's great, right? Now with this Judge injury and everything, and the way they playing, we're about to get swept by the Phillies. I think they kind of reconsidering everything. The Amed Rosario thing, I think that's Cashman just saying, you know what, we need another guy to play right field, somebody to play everywhere, right? I think they do have some pitching. They working on some pitching moves, but they gotta be. I would imagine that they're sitting there. They can't be this. They can't be this naive, right? To not sit there and think like, look, is it even worth it at this point? Is it even worth making all these moves? They gotta ask themselves that. Oh hell no! You don't want me to pitch, dude. You don't want me. I'm like 10 pitches away from a Tommy John surgery too. My arm is shot, bro. McMahon and Amed are not big moves. Pitchers are going to cost a lot. No, I know they're not big moves, but they're moves, especially McMahon. That's a move you make if you're in, right? Because if not, why make that move? You could have just waited till the offseason. They made that move because they're thinking like, okay, we're going to fix this now. We're fixing some of these problems. It's not the best fix. Don't get me wrong. They're not the biggest moves. It did move the needle a little bit. But when he made that move, that's telling me that you're in, right? Because if not, it makes no sense. Why, and you could say, well, he's getting his third baseman for the future. Yeah, well, you could have done that in the offseason too and saved a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? So once he made that move, I feel like they were plotting, like, we're going to make moves. Look, third base is not it wasn't a huge issue. And if you've been watching me, I've been saying this forever. Third base at this point, like, I just wanted an upgrade. We got the upgrade. That was Ryan McMahon. That's all we needed was an upgrade there. But the bullpen and the starting rotation has to be fixed. That must be fixed if we wanted to stand a chance. Now it's a whole different story because Judge is hurt. So now we got bigger problems. Goldie is too old. Jazz is worried about his fashion. Volpe is mediocre. Ryan is no help. Jason needs more time. Cody would fizzle out. And Judge is hurt. And Wells and Rice need to play every day. Oh, man. Jason, you know what? Oh, shoot. Jason, you know what would be crazy if the Yankees start winning without Judge and make it to the World Series. I know it won't happen, but look, it could happen. It happened with the Braves. Remember when Ronald Acuna Jr. got hurt? When he tore his, what did he tore? His ACL or something like that? He was out. They won a ring, though. It could happen, man, but it's a long shot. And they're gonna need to get some, especially some pitching, man. You need some pitching bad. Cashman's just got to make the playoffs. Hal will be happy. Let's trade for the Phillies, the whole team. Look, that's a possibility, but I don't think so. I think if that was the case, it would have been a 3-way trade, a 3-team trade. No, I expect them to be in the lineup some point in the next couple of days. Yep, trust. Judge going down for 10 days at least. Yeah, not good. Man, like I said, Bruce, we wasn't winning with him. And now without him, it might be even worse. Yep. No, right now, I think that they would. I think that Cashman was he has these pitching deals. He's working on these deals, right? But with this Judge injury, I think it kind of they had to like. I really feel like they really considering like, man, should we even make these deals? You know, that's what I think. They're reconsidering everything. They gotta reorient their whole plan. Because everything changes when a guy like Judge goes down. Everything changes. Teams are going to ask for a lot for the Yankees since they are desperate for relievers, and I don't think Cashman will overpay for relievers. I tell you what, though, he just traded Clayton Beeter, who's one of our depth pieces, right? That's a guy who's high in the chain. If somebody goes down, that's who you're calling up. He's gonna get an arm. Cashman always gets a bullpen arm. Might not be the greatest name. You might never have heard of this guy, right? He might suck, but he always gets a bullpen arm. It's happening, right? Whether it's the arm we want, that's a whole nother story. But he will get an arm. I'm really confident that he's gonna get some pitchers somewhere. It might be out the clearance rack though. Just don't say I didn't warn you. It might be, or it might be some good pitchers. Who knows? But he always gets an arm. It's true you're paying a high point for pitchers at the trade deadline because demand is too high. Yeah, and you know, especially at the trade deadline. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why when he got McMahon, I felt like that's a move. That's him telling us like he wants to get that out the way, right? That's fixed. Third base, we got a third baseman, and he's focusing on getting these arms. Because if not, then why not just wait till the off season? You know, I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. This is a tough time to be a Yankee fan, but I'll tell you what. Look, I'm not gonna say it could be worse because it really can get worse, man. And this is one of those years where if it can get worse, it will get worse. But it is what it is, man. What are we gonna do? You know, we got to work with what we got. Hopefully they can just pull one out their rear end and find a way to start winning some freaking games, just one day at a time. Let's try to get tomorrow's game. We're going up against Zach Wheeler. He's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But the whole point of the stream today is all hope lost. I don't think not all hope, but it's really 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 grim right now. If you're a Yankee fan, is it? You know, I'm like I'm reaching for things to be excited about, to hope for. But as every day goes by, it seems like it's getting better. It's getting worse and worse. It's getting worse and worse. If a team calls the Yankees for either Dominguez or Bellinger for a good pitcher, would you give them up, knowing about their contract? If a team calls the Yankees asking for either Dominguez or Bellinger for a good pitcher, it depends which pitcher. Obviously, it depends which pitcher, how many years of control. There's a lot of stuff that goes, and yeah, you know, that's what it comes down to. Bellinger is different because Bellinger, I mean, he might be opting out. I honestly believe he is. He got Scott Boras, right? If he didn't want to opt out, they're gonna opt out, right? Even if in his mind he might be like, "Hey, I want to stay a Yankee," but he's gonna do it. That's a Scott Boras thing. Look at Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole opted out and then opted back in, right? Or however that works. I think, yeah, they're gonna have to pay Cody Bellinger a lot of money. If they want to keep him in the pinstripes. Yeah, it's make or break time, man. And we don't have Judge. Crazy. No, the player ultimately chooses. He does. But this dude's been waiting for this moment, right? He didn't get it last time he hit free agency. He got stuck in the middle. Had to take a 2-year deal with an option for the 3rd year, right? A player option. That was not what he was going for. This dude, they're looking for the big contract. The Yankees are going to have to make him a Yankee for the rest of his career. And I don't know if the Yankees want to do that. And they're going to have to pay a lot of money for that, you know? I think it's worth it, man. He's a baller, dude. He's a good baseball. I don't know what kind of years he's looking for and everything like that. So it's going to be interesting, man. But he's not, I highly doubt, man. He's putting up good enough numbers right now that he could get more money. I highly doubt that and I could be wrong, but I highly doubt that he's going to he's going to turn down that player option. Are we talking about Cody Bellinger, guys? He's batting 281, 19 home runs, 58 RBIs. His OPS 838. Yeah, he's opting out. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's even more than a 5-year deal. I think if he opts out, he's looking for his payday that he didn't get 2 years ago. He's looking for his contract, his big time deal. At least 5 years, maybe even more. He might take 5 depending on the AAV. But I would assume that he wants a contract that's going to take him through the rest of his playing days. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. Again, I appreciate you all joining me. My voice is getting very, very... My mouth is thirsty as shit. And I'm losing my voice a little bit here. I'm going to go drink myself into a coma after this freaking loss and after this Judge injury. But now I'm joking, guys. Everybody have a blessed day, man. Enjoy your Saturday night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow after the Yankees game. Peace, everyone. Take care. Don't forget to like, too. If you haven't like the video on your way out. 1. Oh, that's the wrong one.